Presidents aren't the most important part of our political system anyway.
Right. We should go
Local-
to England and do kings and queens.
Local congresses are more important. They're the ones that affect your lives more.
I'm sick and tired of people saying local, vote local, whatever.
Well,
They're the ones that actually
Here's the joke.
affect
I'm
you
teasing.
day
I'm
to
teasing.
day.
No, trigger.
teasing.
All right.
Trigger.
You can only vote local because I can't go to New Jersey and vote in your elections. So I have to vote locally.
You're a dummy. You're a dummy.
Looking at me like that with that much aggression.
so stupid.
Sometimes when the world is so sunny and people are a bore, I go to my shaded corner, my shaded corner. A place with all my favorite toys and games and movies and more. I go to my shaded corner, my shaded corner.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 108.
108.
Today we have a very special guest with the best voice for radio.
No, I'm not that special, guys. I'm just here to take one day at a time.
Like the
I'm
radio
not
voice
that
is just
special.
so
I'm just-
good.
He's got the voice
Trying
for
to take it
radio,
one day at a time.
and you know how they always say I have the face for radio. He's got the voice for radio and the face for TV.
Oh,
Look at that!
lies.
Look.
You're so sweet.
But thank you. But just lies.
He was talking normal. Now he's doing like a.
Now he's got like he's taking the voice thing and gone with it. Well, that's fine.
Anyway, we were talking. We're just going to jump back into the conversation. Did I even say your name, Mark? Did I introduce you?
No.
I just said his voice.
No, you
His voice.
you just introduced him by his voice.
Oh, we have
known
by,
as
like,
we
the
have
voice.
the voice.
the
here,
voice.
and then we're just gonna move on.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this was impromptu. The whole recording was impromptu. We were
Yeah.
supposed to hang out.
Yep.
And here we are. So back to our conversations.
So
Spider-Verse.
first, Into the Spider was the first one Into the Spider-Verse?
Into the Spider-Verse was the first
Oh my
one.
god, it was so
Into
good.
the Spider-Verse.
Yes,
Okay.
the
I've
one
seen
coming
it.
out is Across the Spider-Verse.
Across the Spider-Verse.
And I have
So excited.
I always love animation. Like if it's done well, and this one's done trippy. Like it's like
Yeah.
CGI, but done
But you
in
see
like
how many, well, not many, but a few other either movies are kind of doing that style.
well, we'll get into that in a second. But so the first movie was great. Mm-hmm. I love Miles.
I love
As,
the
like,
character.
his
I
Spider-Man?
love Miles
Yeah.
Morales. He's really
I remember when it
cool.
first came out. Everyone like in the comic book.
You read the comic book?
I did.
It was all right.
What? Yeah, it was good. It was a good comic book.
Yeah.
When it first came out, it was all hubbub. Like, oh, you're making Spider-Man black, blah blah blah. But it was like, first of all,
Yeah.
here's the thing.
Never mind. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So he's half black and half Latino.
Yeah, but
But he's black. He's brown.
If you have, you know how people are. When a
Yeah.
comic book comes out, they see like, oh, they don't even read the book yet.
Yeah.
They say they're like up in arms.
Right.
But here's the thing: they did it correctly.
Yeah.
They didn't make Peter Parker a different ethnicity. They made a new character.
They made a new version of Spider-Man.
And this
and it
character,
was so good.
This character fits well in the realm of things.
Yeah.
He's a
No.
good character.
Yeah.
It's
Great suit.
The suit is fire.
excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. They did such a good job. And it's such a good story.
Yeah.
And like the first movie was real good because you had Gwen, Spider Gwen in it, which is a great. I've never read the comic books, but I love the art. I love her. Her suit is phenomenal too.
Her costume's really good.
You know what's pretty cool? This Spider-Man one you have here.
Scarlet Spider.
Is that what? Okay.
Ben Riley. So you had like back in the day there was the Clone Wars. If you watched the '90s Spider-Man cartoon.
Yeah. That came on Fox.
Yep. So I've never read it, but I know about it. The Clone Wars, really, everyone thought Peter Parker was cloned and made all these other people. Originally, it's Ben Riley is the original, and Peter Parker is a clone of Ben Riley, who is the Scarlet Spider,
Right.
who is also in the new Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Verse. That's my favorite Spider-Man outfit.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's just red
Yeah,
with
that's
a blue
pretty
hoodie
solid.
and
Yeah.
spray painted spider on it.
Yeah, it's pretty solid.
So, but yeah, the new movie looks really good.
Did Tom Holland have a version of his suit like that?
No,
In the new ones? No? Okay.
no, there hasn't been a. There, I mean,
I feel like
no,
Tom Holland's Spider-Man had something.
he had a
like
hoodie.
that. Yeah, he
But
had
that's-
like
it's-
just the hoodie.
But
Okay.
it's not. It's not.
It's not the same.
It's
Okay.
not the same. The into Across the Spider-Verse has Lego Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2099. All
That
kinds.
suit is pretty fire.
Yeah,
That
that-
2099 suit.
I remember having like
I had an issue.
I had the second issue or something where he's busting through. I have it still somewhere. It's torn.
For me,
To pieces.
he's like in the air. I don't even have it anymore, but he's in the air. I don't remember.
Yeah,
But
he always had the same pose. He's like
Those-
going through a window. Every pose
Those-
yeah.
90s comics. Like once, what's the guy's name that created Spawn? His style.
McFarlane.
Yeah. Even
Once he-
Jim Lee.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Once it's just phenomenal.
Yeah.
Now I like McFarlane. I love Venom.
Mm-hmm.
I love Spawn. Never read Spawn, but the artwork is amazing. I've been collecting the collections of them. So many words. So many
Oh,
words.
he's wordy?
Oh my god!
Did he write it? Was he one of the writers?
Yeah, that was his whole thing. He wrote it and he drew it. But my god, the whole page is words.
It's crazy.
Like he's gotten better, but those early '90s, everything it was like a novel with some little drawings in it.
The some documentary I saw. Yeah, he inspired a lot of.
Yeah.
That art was inspired definitely by him.
Yeah, and he's inspired a million people.
So he's worth the pretentious attitude that he has?
I was going to get to that.
Not
That
only
man-
that, he was a good baseball player.
What?
He
Todd
played baseball?
McFarlane.
He played
He
baseball?
played baseball.
He played base. Yeah, he was really.
Yeah.
According to him, he was really good.
According to him,
Yeah,
according to him,
he
he's-
could've gone-
according to him, he's
he
God.
could have gone. He could have
According
gone
to him,
pro.
he is the most amazing man ever.
Like, he's one like
According to him,
like he talks about himself so
The
much.
Spawn cartoon was so good, except for the parts where Todd McFarlane talks.
Yeah,
I'm like
because
shut
it had the
up.
intro with him sitting in like a dungeon. He was like drawing. He's like, yeah, and he's got the stupidest voice.
he was
Yeah.
on the HBO show.
Yeah, like if you watch it, the
miniseries.
first
I'm gonna have to watch
the
that again.
first couple of minutes is him just talking
Introing
about
the
how he drew it and how it came out to be
here's
exactly
the
as
thing.
he
That
was
intended to.
crazy.
He's allowed.
I fair.
He's
There's
really
not many
fair.
people are. Jim Lee, McFarlane,
Stan Lee.
Kirby,
Who's the?
and Stan Lee.
What
Like,
about
a lot of
the
people.
guy that did? He wrote it with. Man, he did Batman, like the revised version. It was like Greg Capullo. You ever
Yeah,
seen his work?
Yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah,
pretty
yeah,
solid
yeah.
too.
There's a lot. There's a
Yeah.
lot, but I don't know.
Who's the writer that wrote some of those Batmans? I don't remember his name. Was it? I don't want to say Snyder. Do you know what I'm talking about?
There,
It wasn't
No,
like the
I
new
think-
50. I don't even know if it was like the new. It was like after the new 52. I
don't
can't
know.
believe I'm nerding out on these comic books.
I don't know. It's because I wasn't
Too old for this.
I wasn't
No, you're
really
not.
into.
That's true.
You're never too old for.
Never
Yeah,
too
true.
old.
Look at the people who were drawing them. They're not
Yeah.
little kids.
I mean,
Yeah, because I wasn't following like DC like that, so I don't
Right.
know. But we were talking about the stylization of Into the Spider-Verse and all that. What are your feelings on the new Ninja Turtle movie?
You know, man. I'm gonna be transparent. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I just don't care.
Really?
I just don't. But I did see, because I think we talked about this before, the newer Nickelodeon cartoon.
Yeah.
Like my son watched one of the episodes, and that was pretty cool.
we liked it.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool.
well, was it the
Not that it's the newer one, the newer version.
one where Raph has the headband in?
Yeah, yeah.
I never saw that. That's the Rise
That
of the Ninja
one's-
Turtles.
That's pretty. It was all right.
Yeah.
But there's so many versions, and
I heard dogs barking. I didn't know if they were ours.
like the 3D version,
Yeah.
that one was pretty solid, legit.
Yeah, that was my favorite.
I don't know. I mean, what about you? Are you excited?
I am because one, they're teenagers.
Yeah.
They're young.
which I like.
and because we've never had them young like
Yeah.
that for a whole movie, and they're immature. They're
I like
they're
it because
brats.
that's what they're supposed to be. They're
Yeah.
teenagers.
But the stylization, I was a little iffy at first, but it's kind of like
It's inspired from off of the Spider-Man.
Yeah.
French, right?
yeah, but it's like the way it moves, it's almost like stop motion,
Right.
and it's I like it. I'm very
Yeah.
excited for
The
it.
style, it's
Yeah.
cool. I don't know.
I don't know how I feel about Bebop and Rocksteady's stylization.
I'm just so used to. First off, I appreciate the. I just drew a blank already. I appreciate them. I drew a blank again. Whatever. But that '80s version, minus the terribleness of it, is just something like, man, that is it right there. That's the one.
The cartoon,
The original, the first version, not the comic book version, but the
so
first version.
the cartoon, I always had I saw more. I had the toys. I played with the toys more than I saw the show, so I didn't see all the episodes
Show was
there was
bad.
always what's that?
The show was
the cartoon.
the continuity. I mean, the
Oh,
continuity
it was terrible.
bad.
Oh.
It was terrible, but it's still good.
I liked it.
It-
Everyone liked it.
Yeah,
but you
everybody
watch
liked
it
it. Everybody
now, and you're
watched
like, ain't that good
No, it's not
at
but
all?
it's classic.
Yeah.
You know the one I didn't like. They were like all muscular. You know what I'm talking
the
about?
Michael Bay one.
Is that what
No, you're talking about the cartoon.
the cartoon?
cartoon,
the
wait.
cartoon.
It
the
was
show.
it was the Ninja Turtles where the font was like jagged. It was 2003.
early 2000s.
I don't think
Yeah.
you
you
can
know where
watch
I'm at.
that
Yeah,
one.
I tried to watch it, but I couldn't find it on anything streaming.
Yeah.
They all get weird at the end.
Yeah.
They all go to like space.
Yeah, all of them.
It always every series of Turtles, they always end up in space.
yeah.
Yeah,
You just for me or in a different dimension. I get it. That's what it is. But it's just like for me, you just get burnt out
yeah.
when it
Once
goes
you get
left.
yeah, usually like the first couple seasons are good. Then,
Solid.
Then it's like the last season or the last two seasons. It's just you're like,
Yeah, they're
nah, we're
reaching.
good.
Yeah.
It even happened with the 2012,
Yeah, the one we like.
my favorite one.
Yeah.
It got weird as shit.
Yes,
They
it
all
did.
do. They all do.
Yeah.
So,
Why is that?
Because I think they're just follow. Because they all in the comic book and everything else. It's always been done. They always go like Donnie is the first one to always die, and he's turned into a robot.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shoot! I
Like
didn't know that.
every single iteration.
Man, it's just so.
Like why?
It's like you just
They just
stop.
run out of stories.
Yeah, you just run out of stories
run
of
out of
ideas.
Well, I mean, how much can you do?
Yeah, I guess.
I get it.
You get really mad when they time travel to China.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You mean,
What?
wasn't it Japan?
What?
It was Japan. Sorry. Yeah,
what are you
they
talking about?
become samurais.
I don't know what you're talking about. What?
Well,
What?
before that one,
When?
the second one, when they were still
The
in New
second
York.
one. The second one, yeah, the Secret of the Ooze.
That one
which
was
is
good.
I love.
Yo,
And
my-
that gets shit on so much. I
That one's
love that
good.
movie.
My friend goes, remember that part where they were eating the pizza? I'm like, yeah, that pizza was so good. Yeah, in April's apartment. Yeah, that pizza was so good. It's like out of all of the time I remember, that's the one that sticks out to me is the pizza scene. Oh man,
God,
good
such a
times.
Yeah. So the second movie, I've been like looking into it, and it's like it's more of a children's movie. They weren't
guess.
allowed to use their weapons
Oh,
or anything. That's why, like,
God.
in the fight scene, like in the beginning when they're like in the toy store and everything else, Donnie's using like a foam bat, and Michelangelo has meat nunchucks.
The salamis, yeah.
They weren't allowed to use their weapons.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I love that movie though.
Oh, it's a great movie.
That new cartoon though, where Donatello has this, I don't know, this crazy staff that starts transforming.
Oh yeah.
And then Michelangelo, I think, has right an actual like yo-yo, right?
What?
In the
In the
new
new cartoon?
Oh, well, the new cartoon.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I
you didn't
haven't
watch
seen-
it
I
yet.
haven't seen
Yeah.
it.
Some of the weapons change, and Leonardo. I mean, the episode I saw, I don't know if they go back or whatever, but the episode I saw, You know that has like one sword. I don't even think it's a ninja sword, from what I remember.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, but I was, from the few minutes I watched, I was like, oh shoot, like
Yeah.
I was surprised. That really wasn't bad.
I was very anti that series, but I haven't seen it. And I heard a friend, I think Marshall watches it, who's on the show sometimes.
The guy that
Sometimes.
did the
Not recently though.
the guy that did the opening to your.
No. That's
That's Martinez.
Martinez.
Marshall is the co-host who's here sometimes.
Marshall didn't
Marshmallow?
do the Marshmallow. He didn't do the.
no. That was
This intro
Martinez.
song?
Yeah.
No.
Whoa! Look, at my mind just got blown right now. I thought that
No.
was him the whole time.
No.
Oh,
No.
that's funny.
He wishes he had talent.
Whoa! So somebody else by the name of Martinez.
Yeah, he wrote it for us.
Holy! And he does the music too. Like he did.
Yeah,
the,
yeah.
Yeah, he sat there and just
guitar,
played it, yeah.
And I think it was. Man, that just blew my mind. What's that one show that was on HBO and inspired from the video game? The one where the
The
fungus.
Last of Us.
Yeah. Did you
Have
guys
you
like
seen
that?
that?
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
wait.
I'm not done.
My-
I'm
jump?
gonna
All
tell
right,
you
never
what
mind.
happened. I'm gonna tell you what happened and why I don't watch
She
the
doesn't
last
watch
time.
it.
I don't watch it. So I'm pregnant and hormonal.
At the height of her crying over everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
At the height of my hormonalness, I was like, I want to watch that. Mm-hmm. 5 minutes in, he looks at me. He goes, "Do you need me to turn this off?" I was like, "No, I'm fine." I look like I'm about to have a panic attack. 10 minutes in, I was done.
She's sobbing
I
already.
had a full blown.
Nothing's
Oh,
going
which
on.
episode?
The first,
first one.
The first. So they were the guy came back to the house. Why the neighborhood's getting infested.
Oh, yeah.
He grabs the daughter,
Yeah, that gets
and they're
real.
driving through town.
Yo.
The plane crashes.
Yeah.
This is when she can't.
Yeah, that stuff gets real.
No, it gets real 5 seconds after that.
I mean, I watched the whole season, but
This
yeah.
is
I didn't
why-
watch the whole season
I
because
watched
I
the
have to
whole
jump
season.
back
This is
in.
pretty
why
solid.
I had the panic attack, because I knew the daughter was going to die. I didn't know how, and I don't know what happens,
Yeah.
and I don't want to know.
It's such
The
a good
crazy
show.
part-
But like I knew it was going to happen, and I just nope, lost it, couldn't deal.
Yeah.
takes place in 2003. You and me, Chris, seniors, right? High school seniors, man.
Yep.
And then you go, was it 20 years later?
Yeah.
that is, so it's like this whole thing's happening. It's almost like a alternate dimension or alternate universe where it's like, yo, that's so crazy. Like we're living our lives till 2023, but when they do it, it's like this fungus and it
Yeah.
ruins everything. So from 2003 to 20 years, oh man, that's the mind blowing part for me.
Now, speaking of that, you have your 20-year high school reunion.
Probably,
this year?
but I'm not going.
Why not?
What do I gotta say?
I want to go to
People,
mine.
I've seen one out the blue because I don't have Facebook. I don't know. I was dropping, somebody works remote, came up from Florida, was there for the week. I dropped her off at the hotel, and it was just out of the blue. I've seen somebody I went to high school with. And I was like, and she was a twin, so I just guessed, and I was like,
Did you get it right?
Y'all got it right.
Good job.
I would have not.
Fun fact: I had a crush on the other twin, so like I'll always.
So you basically had a crush on her too.
No, I didn't. Well, she was cool. I didn't really have a crush on the twin that I got right, but
Are they the same
Not-
person?
they're not identical.
They're not.
Oh, they're not identical
They're not
twins?
identical.
Oh, well then, yeah, that's easy to tell them apart.
It's been years. The last time I saw them was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't have Facebook, so I don't know what they look like. But sorry, took a guess. But all that being said, no, I'm not going to the high school reunion. Are you?
If they do it,
Yeah.
You're weird because you didn't go to your 10-year though.
I didn't.
I didn't
and I
either.
regret it.
Oh.
I knew somebody that went to her. I don't know. They went to her 10-year and went to one like a 5-year. Like she went to all of them.
Here's
My class president's lazy POS. I didn't have any.
I'm going to be honest.
I never had a 10-year reunion.
A big portion of me wanting to go to this is to see Archer
Why?
because I want to get into a fight.
Some random.
Why do you want to get into a fight?
He was my best friend for years and years and
Who
years.
was the best man?
He was my best man until I found a better man.
Yes, you did.
Jeez, I wonder who that guy was.
You found the best man.
I found the voice.
He found the voice. Funny, because I did the best man speech for my guy. Oh man, such a good speech! You did such a good speech. But I designed it just for him, and I kind of messed up on the part where I wanted to talk about the bride, and then because I tried to do some like poetic thing, and I was reading it, and I fumbled over the. I might have talked about this on the last one. I don't remember.
It doesn't matter.
That was years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was literally years ago. I try to get through it, and I go, "Oh man, I messed up, yo! I really had this nice poetic thing to say. I didn't really know her. That's why I like kind of messed it all up. But I got a couple laughs.
There you go.
Yeah,
Were you reading it off paper or iPad?
no cards. I'm old school.
Okay. All right. See, he knows where it's at.
Stop it.
Get rid of that fucking
You're
technology
so
shit.
old.
So be it, man. It's just easier on the eyes.
If
Yeah.
that's what you want, that's preferable.
Listen,
That's
I got
fine.
tablet-
But you
I got
can't
tablets.
judge people.
I'm not
to...
judging you.
No,
I am.
He
I am.
does.
I am.
Oh, he's judging.
He came up to me once and he's like, "I was so annoyed. I was so
No,
annoyed."
no. We were at a wedding,
Yes.
and the best man is reading off of a tablet.
Yeah.
And I turn to her and I'm like, I'm feeling real old right now because
Hey.
I'm angry at him.
At least he prepared.
Yeah. Like I'm like, why are you angry at him? He's like, he's reading it off of a tablet, and I'm like,
What are you doing over there?
This might keep sliding on.
Just shove it in there.
Jam it right in there.
Yeah, there you
Nice
go.
and tight. All right, go ahead. I'm ready. I'm ready again.
But yeah.
So he's like, I'm like, why are you annoyed at him? That's fine. He's like, no. Why is he using a tablet?
Just use paper.
When you don't like people, do they know that?
Oh, he's great
Do
at
you-
Here's
hiding
the thing. No,
So they
I don't hide
know
it.
that
I
they
don't.
don't. So you don't hide your dislike towards people.
No. But everyone I hate.
So the person when we was
Likes
at your
Shower?
yeah
Baby shower.
they know.
They don't. I don't know. They don't know.
They don't know.
No
They
idea.
think here's the thing. Since I've been with her, she doesn't let me be my real self. Okay, I can't cuss people out.
Thank you for that, because my wife's the same way. I'm telling you, I say stuff like, "Don't make me say nothing that I won't regret, because I won't."
So I just use my sarcasm,
I curb
and I
his anger.
I will be brutally sarcastic, but they all think I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But a lot of it's true, and yeah, then she came up to me and she was trying to have a conversation, but when she left, I hid behind you.
Oh, yeah. Not hiding behind me as I was sitting on the chair, and you were not in it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you were
you were in the
literally on
chair,
your knees.
and I was trying to hide under the table and behind you,
You're
so I wouldn't have to
ridiculous.
say
I
anything.
don't like her.
Ridiculous.
You can't even fake a smile and say, "All right, see, all right."
No, I can't.
You are ridiculous.
I've had people that say, "I can't tell if you're serious or you're sarcastic." And I tell them, "I don't know what that means." Anyway,
Okay. I don't know what that
Yeah,
means.
no, people at work and all, they really have no idea.
Oh no, he's good. He's
nah,
good
man.
at hiding it.
You know what I've learned? I'm done with the shaking hands, kissing babies. I'm going back to the old version of me. Like, you know what? If I don't like you, or if I don't want to know you, I'm just not. If I'm in the mood to want to know you, then yeah, I'll try. But there was one moment in, my life where, let me try to be friendly and have everybody get to know me. I get to know everybody else so I can be likable. I'm done with that, man.
I've
Bump that noise.
I've never tried to be likable.
I did it.
You
It's
just
not worth
are
it.
It's too much
naturally.
work.
It is.
It's too much fucking work.
It's exhausting. Bump that noise.
How am I naturally likable?
You a piece.
I'm miserable.
You're a
No,
Sagittarius.
you're not.
I am.
They're
Was that
likable.
is that what
They're
that means?
likable, yeah.
Oh, okay.
You're a
Sages
likable
are likable.
human.
What?
You're more likable than you give yourself credit for.
I don't know.
Surprisingly, you did better than I would have done at the baby shower.
Oh, because
I would
they-
not have been walking around. Hey.
Well, I went
hey.
to my table that had my coworkers that I like because I
Yeah.
invited them. I hung,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I'm very close with people I know and I like.
Yeah.
The other people, I didn't visit them.
Really? Oh,
I didn't visit every table. I visited my coworkers.
could have
and then,
fooled me.
Yeah.
I thought you was.
Some of my coworkers you visited, and then you kind of just petered off.
Who? What?
Pete and Christina, you said hi to.
Yeah, they came up to me.
Speaking of weddings, you guys, what, 10 years now? 10 years in the game?
Yeah.
A
10
decade?
plus, yeah.
Decade, yep.
What advice would you give to a new person who thinks they're in love and don't understand the game, this marriage game? What would you tell them?
Know what you want. And
What does that mean? Think about it.
why are you getting into a relationship? Why? Because I deal with people all the time who just fucking fight. Like, it's a problem.
All right, let's answer the question. Why do people get in a relationship? All right, they don't want to be alone. All right, now what? Now, why'd you get married then?
Well, no. You're jumping from being in a relationship.
I said, what advice would you give a married person? You said,
Oh, I thought
no,
you said-
no.
No, do you mean somebody? Okay, so I have a
You were like, getting into a
clarifying
relationship
question.
or married?
Like
Married.
Okay.
New-
I thought
brand
I thought it was
newly
just
not
married?
relationship.
That's
Oh,
my
okay.
fault.
Sorry.
That's my fault.
Okay.
Let me say it again. What would you tell
A newly married
A
people.
Yeah.
newly married person?
that you've been invited to the wedding and
Nothing changes if it's a good relationship. Like,
Debatable.
And
when
if
we
it's a
got
bad,
mar-
and if it's a bad relationship, I don't
if
think
it's a bad relationship, don't get married.
I think it's like I don't think it's nothing changes. I think that you change as a person, but like you grow as people together,
Right.
or you don't,
Grow apart.
or you grow apart
Did y'all change?
as people.
Yeah.
I don't think
'cause,
so.
Like, when we got married, we even said it. Like, nothing is different.
Right. Okay.
Because we're friends. We like each other.
Yeah.
We want to help the other person achieve what they want. Like, it's a partnership. You need a partnership.
It's you have to remember that this person is a person that you need to communicate with. That's the advice I always give people. I always tell people, like, listen, if you want something, open your fucking mouth. Because like the thing that I always find is the most difficult for people in like marriages and relationships period is they want something and they'll keep it to themselves until it drives them insane, and then they'll say
Your
it.
partner's not a mind reader.
And then you'll say it, and then they'll go like, and then the person will go, "I didn't know you wanted that."
Right.
And it's like, why wouldn't you just open your mouth in the first place? Because it's like, I think that's what stops people from like, people are just really bad communicators. They're just really bad. Like, if you're a bad communicator and you bring that into your marriage is not going to be successful because you're just going to sit there and stew over everything you want, and it's never going to happen because you never want to open your mouth.
See, you guys are pretty solid. So
Because, like, I like to think we're the best recipe. We complement each other. We're opposites.
what you're saying is just find each other on the internet and not in real life.
There's a
The
lot of
internet
weirdos out there.
One, you're going to find, listen, I think the internet is very mirrored in real life now. Like, I think we've come to the point where, like, if I meet a person at a bar, right? Like, let's go old school. If I meet you at a bar, I don't know if you're a weirdo. I don't know anything about you. I haven't asked you any questions. So I have to sit there and I
Well-
have to do all those things at a bar
I don't know how you meet
Almost.
people now.
on the internet.
Yeah,
But-
but like, take that away.
Like-
But in real life, they don't have filters.
Yeah, but
That makes a
true.
whole difference.
It does.
I thought you was this person.
Yeah.
I'm
Look
on the
completely
fence.
different.
I mean,
Those filters
picture
are-
wise.
those filters have gone insane.
Oh God,
Filters
yes.
are nothing until you go on TikTok Live, and then you're the whole. You're not the person on your profile pic.
Yeah,
you're a
because
whole
I've,
different person.
Yeah.
I've seen those videos where we're like, yeah, this is
Picture-wise,
me.
yeah, you're right.
This is me with the filter, and you're gorgeous. This is me without the filter, and you're like, oh, God,
You're just extra regular.
You just look like a normal human. Picture wise, yes. Picture wise, I could definitely see people like
I'm sorry. What was the advice again to the newly? What'd you tell them?
communicate
communicate.
exactly what
Got
you want.
it.
Don't be afraid to ask for what you want. Like, and you shouldn't be. If you're afraid to ask for what you want, you're with the wrong person.
you just, like I was saying, you just got to find someone to compliment. Like, think of it as a puzzle piece. You need this piece to go with that piece, and you make a whole person.
Communication is key. Got
Yes,
it. Okay.
communication is key. For
Cool.
the love of God, please
and
communicate.
do things the other person likes.
Compromise.
Compromise. It's like it's
Compromise is always such like
It's such
It's
a like
always
iffy
a bad word.
People are like, "Oh, I don't want to
Who
compromise."
views
Blah,
it
blah,
as
blah.
a bad word?
it always
I
comes
always
off
feel
like,
like-
oh, you have to compromise.
I feel like people think of
All right, fine,
compromise.
different word then.
I think people think of
Work
compromise as like
together.
I have to give something up to
No.
be able to be
That's not a
happy,
com-
and that's
yeah.
not what it is.
All right,
It's
do
not
things with the other person like.
like do be willing to leave your comfort zone and do things that you might not have done without that other person. Like, be willing to, like, be open to doing other
Like
things.
allowing your partner to have a basement full of toys.
Yeah,
And-
exactly.
And creepy masks.
And take all the space. Got it.
I mean, like 90%.
Yeah.
No, I have all the space down here.
Oh, down here is like 100%.
Feel like I've walked down this lane before asking you guys what advice. I don't know, whatever. Anyway.
It's fine.
Cool.
I don't mind at all. But yeah. No.
Since we are the perfect couple,
Shit, okay. There's no such thing.
there is, and it's us. Congratulations.
You're adorable that you think that you're
Spe-
so
also,
wrong.
Also, speaking of you saying adorable, we talked about this already, not with you here, but during the shower when they were reading off my game,
Yeah.
you were the funniest fucker.
Who?
Because you,
Me?
you.
You read it?
No, you. I didn't
No,
read
no.
it, but you.
While they
like,
were
like,
reading what he
so they were
wrote.
like, Daddy's little cowboy, and you just turn to me and be like, ooh. And then
It
I'd
was
say,
only 2 reactions. You were like, why are you turned to
And
me
then-
and go, why are you still married to him? Or you turn to
Oh,
him
that-
and go, aw. And I was like, adorable.
That's funny. I don't know. My version of you is different of this version ever since you met Poe, and you've known Poe longer. I don't know. It's just weird. Like the amount of time that you've known
well,
her.
you knew me
I knew
when I was pure anger.
You were not.
I wasn't
to
pure
this
anger at
day,
that. It was-
I don't even know why you came to me, because like I've had people that come to me and like, all right, you're friends, and maybe like I'm like their muse, and then they stop. I don't know, but you stuck around, man.
Look, I am a tumor that you cannot get rid of. I will just be there.
No, that's fine.
Look, that's the thing.
No,
I've
that's
always
fine.
That's cool. Listen, because
I'm a tumor
Look, I have
that
no
will
problem.
never
I've-
leave.
there are like when you
Yeah.
when you meet some, like I'm not someone who has like a ton of friends.
I can count them. Now I gotta say I can count them on 2 hands. Usually I say I count them on 1 hand.
Yeah.
but I count them on 2 hands.
Yeah. So like I'm the type, like I know people's vibes. Like I know people. So when I meet them, I'm like 5 seconds in, I either like you or I
Yeah.
don't.
He's an excellent judge of
This
character.
you were not approachable.
No.
You just weren't.
I know.
So this
And
version,
I was like, and even back then, I was like, I like this guy.
yeah.
So let me attach.
Let me try to be a more approachable human.
I don't know. We would just end up bitching at people in the corner.
I mean, you made yourself approachable to him,
Yeah.
but not to anybody else.
I couldn't even tell you how it started. I just know we all.
I don't even remember how we
It was us 3 in that back corner.
straight in the back, because
Everyone was clicked.
We were all a little older,
Yeah.
a few years older.
and
and-
you all went to a pretentious art school with a bunch of like.
No, they
Losers.
we talked about this before, but it was just different.
Yeah.
It was just different because
They-
I remember the people I was supposed to graduate with, if I graduated on time, like they were pretty solid, they were pretty cool,
Yeah.
laid back. And they're only like just a few years younger.
Yeah. It
They
really showed like
it was different.
like the whole Zennial, which is what
Yeah.
we are, versus
Millennial.
millennial.
I think we're technically
You're technically millennials.
millennial.
No. We're
He's-
Zennials.
What's that mean?
You're
It's
elder millennials.
Oh,
is
yeah,
what
yeah,
they
yeah.
call you.
Yeah.
Zennials are from like 75 to 85.
Oh yeah? Oh shoot.
Depends on where you
Google
look.
it.
But we're not millennials.
He just refuses to admit it. But it's elder millennials is
Yeah.
what they would
No,
call
no,
your
no, no.
generation.
It would be
Before
no.
I forget, I'm gonna say my favorite part. One of my favorite gross out parts. I might have said this was this girl. I really didn't care for. Like darn near, like I felt like I didn't even like her.
Uh-huh.
Grossed me out. But when I'm sorry, I got you. But the time when she came and she was on her cycle and she bled through her gray sweatpants and you saw it in the back. I can't make that stuff up, man. I don't remember her name, but
Was I there?
no.
Oh, okay.
No, you were like in that school during the you were
Ye-
like in this
okay.
school, but I remember one. I don't even remember why I went there. I might have went there to do extra work. She was in gray sweatpants,
Uh-huh.
blood. Just like Jesus.
I mean, it happened.
It
Man,
happens. I'm not
aw.
trying to like. Oh yeah. That's
That poor
oh.
girl.
Unless she was a horrible person, and like that's what she
No,
did.
she was a nice person.
Oh.
No.
She was lazy. She was a lazy person.
Yeah, there were a lot
Still-
of them.
that's still sad.
Now, were you in my propaganda class?
Yeah, you and me.
Oh,
You
dear.
didn't like the T-shirt.
Oh,
I don't
dear
want to
Lord.
do this.
He was in your
We're not gonna
propaganda
do
class
this
because you
again.
guys made the cartoon together.
Yeah.
No. That was our animation class.
Oh,
that
okay.
we won an
Oh, was
award
it?
for. Yeah, the smoking thing.
We're not gonna do this again, man.
What?
Not gonna go back down. Remember, not gonna
Why
go back
not?
down college.
That's
We
fine.
talked
That's-
about it
you can
before.
do that.
No way.
I still talk about that story where like he was writing on the board. And he was like, "We can do A, B, C, or D," and we all voted for A. And he was
I
like,
forgot all about this.
"Exactly." And he was like, "We all voted for A," and he was like, "Okay, well, we're just going to do C." And I was like,
Ever since
everyone
then,
was
you
like,
didn't like him.
"Yeah, okay." And I'm like, "Wait, we voted." He was like, "Yeah, but I just want to see." I was like, "That's fucked up." And he was like, "What? You're getting a B." Like, I went from an A to a B, and
Listen,
for no reason.
So I think everybody has that professor in their college experience that is just like does exactly the opposite and asks a question. So when I went to college, there was she was a professor that was an assistant to another professor that was in the college that wrote art textbook, and she was awful. She's an awful professor. And then she
What was
gave,
her name?
I don't remember.
Oh,
I don't remember her name.
so crazy. You don't remember something like you just
I don't.
remember.
Because like I don't.
There's no reason.
No.
Like, it's just
I don't. Remember.
I just remember this experience
I don't
of
remember
having her give us a test, and she gave us extra. She gave essays, and she gave an extra credit essay at the end. She's like, "You could do this essay for extra credit." We were like, "Great." She gave us back the test, and a bunch of people didn't get the extra credit, and they're like, "What the fuck?" She's like, "Oh, the extra credit only applied to this one question. If you got that question wrong, you get." The whole class yelled at her. They're like, "That's not how you give a test.
I was the only one who
You're
would
an
yell.
idiot."
yeah, you would have been
I
the
yelled
only
all
one.
the fucking time.
Yeah.
Like,
If you
course
weren't
you did.
yelling, your expressions were yelling. If you
or my
weren't
face
yelling,
was just
yeah.
beat red. Like, you remember Dig
Yeah, I remember.
when we had the people come in and like Carl Stavin, our teacher. Yeah, I'm calling him out. He brought in.
I forgot his name. It's the guy I was thinking about. I totally forgot his name.
He brought in that other teacher to get an outside view.
It's the bald head guy, right?
Yeah, but he brought in
Glasses.
some woman, and we were sitting across from each other, and they
It was
played.
Rose, right?
Yes,
I didn't like her. I had her for a teacher, and I didn't
I never
like her
had
brother.
her as a teacher.
They were
but they
terrible.
brought her in.
They were filmmakers. They were
Yeah,
terrible.
and they were. She was like, "Okay, we're gonna watch everyone's animatics or whatever thing." So I had mine up, and they were watching Dig, and she just like,
you will
why-
not like this guy.
"Why? No, I will. Why are they wearing skirts? Are they women?"
Somebody's scratching at
That's
the
fine.
door.
It's
I
just a
gotta go to
goblin.
the bathroom in like 2
All right.
minutes anyway.
All right, well, let me finish the story.
Yeah, finish your story.
So they
then
were
I'll
like,
get him.
"Why are they wearing skirts?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" Yeah, they look like they're women. They're wearing skirts. I'm like, first of all, they're made out of burlap. It's wrapped wire. Like, what? What? You're assigning a gender to them. That's inappropriate.
Jeez.
But I was like, because that's just the design you wear. Like when you're in desert things, you wear a loincloth or whatever.
Right.
And my face is turning beet red, and Mark's just like, "Don't do it."
Did I? I don't remember.
Yeah, you were like, "Don't cuss her out. Don't cuss
I
her
might have
out."
sensed them. I did. I remember sensing
was-
vibes. Oh, this guy's gonna go in.
But he was also laughing his ass off at me
Because-
the whole time. Like my face is beat red. I'm just
Yo,
like,
it's
"You
so funny."
fucking whore!" And he's
so
just
funny.
like, he's dying laughing. He was like, "Don't do it! Don't do it!"
If I did do that, it's because it's so because how mad like you guys get, man. And I say you guys because I got a friend same way. Just be so mad. Going 0 to 60 for no reason.
I had reason.
Listen,
I had reason.
He
You're
has reasons
in art
too.
school. They're gonna give you stupid critiques. That's what they do.
I don't like critiques.
But they're subjective though, especially for an artsy school.
Listen, art,
Yeah.
that
art is so
doesn't prepare you for that.
art is so
world.
subjective. It's like it's hard. Like you're not going to be able to like something I like is not necessarily something you're going to like. So they're going to give you these critiques. Like the whole purpose is you're supposed to hear different opinions.
I don't like hearing other people's opinions
Yeah, we know.
about things I create.
This is why
you don't get an opinion
this
on
is
what I
why,
create.
This is why you don't do art as a career.
My problem was you don't get an opinion. You don't get the chance to give an opinion if you didn't finish the work.
Or if you're a shit artist.
Them roses were trash. I'll call them out because I just remember. I think the last name was Rose, but they were both of them, brother and a sister. If y'all still alive, they were trash. And they were old. Guy was an experimental filmmaker. Had the audacity to call himself a filmmaker. Get out of here. I don't even remember his first name. Trash, man. His sister was
All right.
trash too.
All right.
They all kick rocks.
You could kick rock.
All right, we're back. Go ahead.
All right. First question is, what's the one thing you guys are looking forward to when your child is born? What are you looking forward to? You guys looking forward to anything?
Reading to him.
Just having them. Like, because I was never, like, I was always weird around babies.
I think all men are who aren't. I don't know if you're a touchy-feely guy, but I'm not really a touchy-feely guy.
I'm like a
So it's weird.
hugger when it comes to people I know
Yeah.
and like.
I do the one arm around if I'm or a pound.
But like babies, I was always weird about babies. Like, I don't want to hold them because I feel like the parent is looking at me like, oh shit, they're going to drop the kid. But then Jamie and our friend had a kid, and I think I love him. Like, he's
awesome.
He's
AJ
awesome.
is wonderful.
And then Teddy has a baby girl who I'm in love with. And like, I'm just excited to have like a little dunkel to terrorize.
Yeah. You?
I'm looking forward to just like
Miss Poe?
reading to a baby and like
Yeah, you did say that.
I just like I like helping somebody grow to be a human being.
Sitting down and having them watch all the old cartoons.
Yeah, watching Disney movies with like a kid, like experiencing a kid's first time of like watching things and reading things that I read for the first
Yeah.
time. Oh, I can't wait to read Harry Potter to my
Yeah.
kid. Oh,
Wa-
Well,
Watching his face as he sees Ernest for the first
Oh,
time.
be prepared if he doesn't like it.
that's fine.
He might like the Disney stuff.
That's why you got to start early. Like, if you just have them start watching it when they can't fight, it's like
When they
it's-
can't fight it.
It's like brainwashing.
It's funny when you tell them like when you were a kid. Mm-hmm. That's gonna be a good part. Or like toys you used to play with.
Yeah,
If you
they're
had
all
a
right
decent
here.
child, yeah. If you had a decent,
When I was a kid, yeah, I don't even want to go into that. When I was a kid, you have it nice, boy. Like,
Boy.
yeah. Next question is, like, what was the most heated, like, debate or, you know,
like an argument.
yeah, on the podcast? You guys ever had one of
Oh,
those?
on the podcast.
Yeah, has that ever?
Let me tell
I
you.
haven't.
Let me tell you.
seen-
Oh, please
Haven't watched.
don't
yeah,
start.
yeah.
If
So-
I think
So
the
here's
next
the
words
thing.
out of your mouth are what they're
He
going to be.
doesn't believe in flat Earth.
Oh God!
I hate you so
It's so
much.
funny that you brought. Yo, man, I'm telling you, man. The universe be working in mysterious ways. Go ahead.
No, what? That's the
No,
argument.
me and my friend, my friend was talking about flat earthers, and he mentioned how he saw this video, I guess on YouTube, or I don't know, on some internet platform where flat earthers wanted to prove that the Earth was flat.
Right.
Reddit. Yes.
Was it?
Everywhere.
So I never seen this, and so they had legitimate scientific experiments, and it didn't go in their favor. And so it
This
was,
guy,
oh, it
this
had to
one
be-
guy spent $20,000.
That's the one he was-
I knew you're
That was what he
20.
was mentioning.
He spent $20,000 to prove the Earth is flat.
So
and
which one do
all
y'all
he-
believe?
And all he did was prove that it was round.
Yeah. So which one of y'all believe that's flat?
She thinks it's flat.
Oh
think-
my God! Shut up! No, I don't.
Here's the
So,
thing.
no,
I love
here's the
conspir-
thing.
I love conspiracy
he
theories.
loves conspiracy theories.
I love conspiracy.
And he
Doesn't
likes,
matter what it is.
too.
And he likes to see me get
I just don't
annoyedly
like that one.
flustered.
Here's the thing.
And this is like the one conspiracy theory, the one I just can't even
Yeah, it's a little
entertain
silly.
in my head.
It-
Like, what kind of idiots believe that the Earth is flat?
Here's the thing. in every kind of conspiracy theory, right, there are truths. You can't have something be believed if there isn't a bit of
right.
truth in it.
Well, I'll give you this theory then.
Here's the truth.
That my guy came up with. Shout out to Rob, by the way. It's my guy, Rob. Knew him since 1995. Anyway, go ahead.
Hi, Rob. So here's the thing. There are some things that are unexplained.
Go ahead.
So, okay, you have the Earth, right? And it's traveling through space. The whole solar system is the sun is going through space millions of miles an hour, right? The whole universe is expanding.
Okay.
So the sun and our solar system, everything's going in different directions, right? Millions of miles an hour through space. So the sun goes like this, and the planets like do this kind of wishy-washy thing around it, right? That's what right? That's how it goes, right?
What?
You weren't even
In
looking.
our universe, yes, planets
Yes.
revolve around the sun.
But the sun is moving.
Is only moving if the universe is expanding.
And it is.
Yes.
By scientifical premise.
Scientifical.
Scientifical premise. It's the universe is expanding, right?
Yes.
So the sun and everything else is moving through space.
Yes.
So says the theory that the universe is expanding.
Okay.
But based off of what people are looking at with this James Webb telescope, saying otherwise, but I haven't read them articles. So anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, they're proving that it is moving with the James Webb because they're looking back in time somehow.
Okay.
Look, so
Continue.
Here's the thing: if the sun's moving with the solar system through space at any kind of speed, right? How are you looking at the same constellations year after year? Everything's moving.
Yes, but
Well, the thinking is because of the light source.
But
By the time it's arriving, you can kind of say like it's.
but you're already away. Like you're moving. The light
Why
it
do-
wouldn't make any sense
because everything exists within our universe, and our universe is moving
Well,
as a whole.
No,
goes
it's
back
not.
it goes back to is the universe really expanding?
Right. So these are different arguments to make. If everything in the universe is stationary, that makes perfect sense.
Oh.
But
Can I say this before I forget?
Yeah.
So the theory for my guy is that the reason, because you got to ask yourself, where did all this flat Earth come from? And he believes his theory is, well, it was definitely from somebody that was trolling on the internet, and then people ran with it.
Oh, there. So
it's biblical.
so me and my
I'm not even lying. If you talk
Where
to
is it biblical?
I'd have to dig because I'm not. No, I'm being honest. I'm in flat Earth groups because I'm trying to figure out what they're talking about. Everyone quotes Bible verses, and I'm not.
Listen, I'm not
religious. I'm not like
not
Christian.
knocking Bible verses. I'm not religious anymore either.
Yeah.
Right? And at some point now, because there was one moment I was like, yo, man, bump all this noise.
Mm-hmm.
You talking about like, yo, there were giants who used to walk the earth, and then you seeing like, hey, man, that's a possibility.
Well,
Sure.
they've
Possible, sure.
uncovered steps, like walkways that a human wouldn't have made, like legitimate sites where there are huge steps. Who's using these?
Who's using me?
Who's using these steps?
oh my god. Anyway, so
now we're just arguing a bunch of different
yeah.
conspiracy
So
theories.
here's
Let's
my
keep on track.
me and my
So
coworker. Me and my coworker have boiled it down to these two things. It's the people that actually believe in flat Earth are either crazy,
Yeah, it's a little hard to believe that.
ridiculously stupid, or they're just trolls.
Now, if it's flat, is it time out now?
Go ahead.
If it's flat, is it laying like this, or is it laying like this? And
no,
you're
they don't
seeing a
believe in
circle?
gravity, so it can't.
No, they don't believe in gravity,
Oh.
so it's laying like this.
Yeah,
It's so our
So
listeners,
how are
it's
the,
laying horizontal.
So are the pictures and the satellite, all that stuff,
Fake.
It's not fake.
Here's the thing, though. Like,
All
if you
it-
look, if you look at like,
God, I hate flat Earth.
and I don't know how they've been doctored. Like, so I'm in these groups.
How they've been what?
Doctored.
doctored
Oh.
up. Like some of the images, like that they post, and again, like I said, I don't know. The clouds are the same. Like it looks like they did a bad Photoshop. Someone did a bad Photoshop. But I'm going in the group now to see if I can find some of these verses because it's insane.
Like, again, they're either legitimately crazy or they're trolls.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: it's all wrapped around the Bible.
All right, so let me ask you this, flat earther.
It's a flurfer.
Jeez, was I off by a mile?
And me and you are roundies.
Globetards, they call them.
Jeez.
Jesus. All right, we're back on flat Earth.
Oh.
What's the end goal of this? It's almost like, all right, I don't want to get off subject, but it's almost like the guy, Matt Walsh.
Yeah.
I get it, right? I understand.
But I'm confused. Understand? Well, you just dropped the name, but you didn't explain anything about it.
Sorry. In my own head, it's making
Matt
sense.
Walsh. Mic drop. We're done.
And
Were you asking like, yo, what's the definition of a woman?
Yes.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
All right, you got 5 kids, you got 80 kids.
Have you seen that?
I haven't seen the documentary. I've seen like his interviews. And
I've-
it's like, all right,
I
yeah,
watched
you know,
it.
it's cool.
I watched it, and I
see
thought I
it.
was going to be on his side. Boy, was I completely
But it's
wrong.
just like, yo, all right, who cares? At the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
For the flat earthers, for the people about, individuals, transitioning to another gender, like, what's your end goal of this? I understand where it's just like, yo, you don't want your child to, see stuff like that. But at the end of the day, what
I'll
does
tell
their
you.
decision?
That's a good answer. That's a good question. Here's the thing: the whole idea of the flat Earth community
What's the end goal here?
is to prove that we've been lied to since the beginning. That the Earth was created by God.
All right.
And above our dome, which is a crystalline firmament, is the waters of heaven. This.
Okay.
I've been in this community for a very long time researching.
All right.
I hate this
I'm just
much.
I'm just telling you what. And so the proof. So the ice wall is what. So if you take the map and you squish it down, Antarctica forms the ice wall to keep the water in because remember, no gravity. It would just fall off. However, further outside the ice wall, there's theories that there are different communities that are not us.
It's fine and dandy, right?
These people have been watching Game of Thrones for
All
far
right,
too
so
long.
you prove
Yeah.
we've been lied to. That's fine.
Prove we've been
That's
lied
fine.
to, and that unanimously proves that there's a God.
Then what? You see what I'm saying?
I think
Yeah, but that's a big stepping
that's
stone.
a big step. I think their goal is to prove that we've been lied to for
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course we've been lied to. Of course. School
Yeah.
systems
Everything.
not providing accurate information. That's fine. But now, all right, you proved, and now what's supposed to happen?
You tear down the structure of everything
society.
we know. Anarchy.
You change society. That like
Do
what?
they got the money to do that besides that $20,000 they sent to that guy?
No.
No, because they were out $20,000.
All right, then.
Because they're all idiots.
All right, then.
Look,
So
I have no problem with people trying to find out if something's a truth or not.
But the problem is when you use the experiments for science purposes
Yeah.
and you're going, well, wait a second now, this can't be right.
Right.
yeah, it's
Because
on.
science is lying.
the problem is
yeah,
when you're the
come
one
on.
that sets up the experiments and offers the experiments, and then when the experiments don't prove what you want them to prove, you're like, nope, that's wrong.
Yeah,
like,
That's all.
now
Here's
what?
the thing, though. Experiments are to prove whether something is right or wrong at that moment. Things are always changing. So
That's fair.
that's why people continuously do experiments.
True.
So it's like people who do studies. These studies are skewed. You can skew scientific things by doing one thing or another. So you just keep doing them. That's how you find out
all right.
what's going on. If they want to spend their money, let them.
All right.
Like I get it. Like I was always raised to not believe anything.
Right.
So I question everything.
Everything.
That's why I like conspiracy theories. If you give me a conspiracy theory, I'm going to dig into it and I'm going to find what made that conspiracy theory take hold.
Do you believe that there's one God?
No.
Okay.
There's many different things. I think one theory is when we were more of the land, like when we didn't have technology,
Oh,
when
okay.
everything like that, when we lived off the land, we were more in tune with nature. I think one version is our subconscious came together as a collective whole and created these entities. that then watched over us.
All right, do you believe in the concept of one God?
Of one God, no.
Yeah.
Of many, yes.
Yeah. I'm going to say many only because, for me, because, I mean, just look at man and woman. How many does it take to make a child? You need at least 2 people, right?
Unless you got some beakers.
You look in, and yeah, well, unless you got some
Beakers and pipettes.
but you still need something from one part and then something from another part. So at least need 2.
Well, there is a lizard.
The universe is going to show you where you need multiple gases to form a star.
Well, I'm just saying, there is a lizard
Okay.
that can self-replicate.
Can it replicate itself into
Another animal, a baby. Because I learned this in biology class. They literally call it the Jesus lizard.
right? Well, I'll be darned.
Yeah, it has both.
All right, can be one and then can be many.
Yeah, it can.
Well, I'll be there.
It can have sex with itself and give birth.
How about that?
Interesting.
Yeah.
I just learned something new today. That was it.
Wait, what was?
I'm going to go back to the original question.
Yeah.
So our most heated argument is the fact that I hate when he talks about flat earthing because I
so
hate it.
sarcastic.
I hate it because it truly is, like I said, it's truly the one conspiracy theory that my mind can't even entertain because I think it's so stupid.
But here's the
Yeah.
thing. Here's the thing that grabs you. People believe it. They're not trolling you. They're not idiots.
Some of them are trolling you.
Some of them are, and some of them are idiots, but they're not all idiots.
why-
They're
do you
either
think they
all idiots or
believe-
trolls.
Trust me, these groups they believe it.
But why do y'all think they believe it?
I think
I don't know.
Well, okay, so I'm going to say this. I think a lot of people want to believe it because they want to believe in a reality where everything they've ever learned is a lie because their life isn't working out the way that they want it to. So
That's exactly
so
that's,
so you create this idea of something that, like, in actuality is not what is ruining your life.
As people, we always try to push the blame on something else.
Like we want things to fit into our realm of reality, and when your reality sucks, what do? You create this lie in your head that reality isn't real, and then my life isn't as terrible as it's. So my life should be a lot better than it is because I was lied to my entire life about flat Earth.
Now, jumping to another semi-relative theory. So have you ever heard, I don't know if did we talk about conspiracy theories last time you were on?
I don't know if we talked about it off air.
Okay, we
we talked about a lot of things off air.
Yeah. So there's so many conspiracy theories with time and space right now. So you have the one where that we live in a simulation. And the argument is, if you can think that we live in a simulation, then it's 99% proved. It's 99% positive that we live in a simulation. If you can imagine it, then it is, which is odd to me and I thought this was a joke, but I watched many videos and like research on it, and they went through like 5 points to prove that we live in a simulation. And by the end of watching all those, I was like, "Fuck!"
What were they?
I
guess
I watched I did this last
He
year.
had like a whole of
we did
YouTube
we did
videos.
have a podcast where we went over.
Oh yeah.
it.
Oh okay.
I just don't remember it.
I guess I got to find that episode. Go through the
luck.
archive.
I'll find the YouTube thing and send you links. But like the one I'm on now is, we were talking about it and you hated it. Are we AI? Are we such advanced robots that we have become like bioorganic things?
Well, you do need electricity, right? Some type of.
We all have a charge.
Yeah. I mean, the heart just pumps
Yeah.
by itself, and
Right.
well, House is just pumping.
Exactly. Or like I got started into it because like, so when
I
you're
sound ridiculous right now.
no, you're not. No, you're good. You're good. You're in good company. So
You're
like
in
when
good
a baby is about to be born,
It's his fault, not your fault.
when a baby's about to be born, the body knows to put the baby head down. Now it doesn't always happen. There are errors.
What do you
But
think about that, Poe? The body is able to.
When we were talking about this, I think it's just like, I am not a conspiracy theorist. I think that nature kind of creates. People are living things are created to replicate. So
Right.
because you are created to replicate, your body knows what to do in order to successfully replicate life.
your cells
So-
have memory in them.
Yeah, sure, DNA memory.
Right.
So your body remembers how to create and replicate life because of that DNA memory.
And that can be passed to offspring. If you
Yes.
have trauma in your life, your offspring can have that trauma.
Generational trauma is a real thing.
Are y'all worried about that? Are you worried about that?
Yes. Because I had a lot of trauma as a kid.
I'm worried about generational trauma from like my ancestors, but
I believe in that generational trauma. I mean,
Yeah,
come on,
but
look
like-
at me. I mean, it's my ancestors. If we want to talk about generational
I
trauma,
mean, do you want to?
no,
I mean, you guys could have a very good fucking conversation about
no.
that.
I'm just.
It's-
Man, we jumping all. I
Y'all
can jump
both
all
Yeah.
have generate. You guys both got
Oh,
fucked.
because that's you're.
She's
Jewish.
Jewish. Yeah, you both got fucked.
Eastern European Jewish. Bonk.
I think about that sometimes.
Yeah.
About. I try to. You know what? Bump it. Here we go. We're here.
We
I
are
think
here. Hi.
about like things that I don't want to be like.
Yeah.
With and my father wasn't a bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
Neither my mom. I would like to believe in my head. Listen, you did the best you could by what you knew and by what you had.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But now that I'm a parent, with children that can practically take care of themselves now, you look back and it's like, man, like what was y'all on? Like what was y'all doing? Like, why did y'all allow for some things to happen? And it goes back to what y'all said a couple minutes ago. You don't want to blame anybody, but I got to push my kid. Like, sometimes you just got to push your kids to
Yeah.
do things. Like, you just can't let them
Oh yeah.
just not do anything. Like, I can't just be by myself and have, like the inspiration to do stuff myself. Like, sometimes like kids need to be pushed.
No, absolutely.
It was look the different parenting techniques and like the shit parents used to be able to like. Parenting has evolved
Yeah, it
a
has.
ton since even from when we were kids.
Yeah.
From when
Yeah.
we were kids to right
Oh,
now.
yeah. Being a parent is always different. And I think that kind of thing is you're supposed to learn from what your parents did.
I don't
Like,
know how this
you-
generation is going to have their treat their kids
It's a rough thing to predict.
Kind of glad I have boys.
because they're rough now. Like the generation now that's right here, they're
But what
rough.
do you mean? What do you mean they're rough? Rough as in what? Like which generation? Like teenagers?
Yeah,
9-year-olds,
so
10-year-olds?
What are they,
I'll
Gen
say,
Z?
I think that teenagers are going to have like a really rough time.
I
They're
think this
screwed.
is known as the alpha generation. I think the Gen Zs
Yeah,
are
I think
already in
we're
their 20s.
like alpha.
Oh, is,
They're in their
is
20s.
that
Yeah.
what are we on?
Alpha.
Alpha.
We're starting-
You can't be known as alpha if that means you the most dominant generation out of
It's the
every single
complete-
generation
it's the-
that
it's
was
the complete
established. Okay.
opposite. It's like
Ooh. Yeah, like I think this generation's going to have a tough time because our generation was drastically different.
possibly the greatest generation.
Our generation was drastically
I'm gonna
different
say
because
that's
of technology.
debatable. I'm gonna say that's debatable.
Well,
and that's me saying
to
that
be fair, everything's debatable.
because that one generation
gonna-
that's known as the greatest generation. I mean, you got to go through the Great Depression, some wars, and you got to act like
So I was talking
Nothing
about this
happened.
with someone. Our generation's different because we will be the first generation that's never had a parent that's lived through a war that was as drastic as World War II. So like we were raised by the people that never had to live through World War II.
Right.
And so part of that is like the drastic change in mindset from people that were raised by war generation parents. And like being raised by war generation parents was so in fact impactful on like our parents, right? That they raised us a certain type of way based on their parents who raised them from Great Depression and World War II.
Yeah.
So now this generation that's up and coming hasn't seen a Great Depression or a world war.
Well, we're
And
waiting
they've
on number
never-
3 coming around.
What,
But-
World War III?
Yeah, they keep teasing it.
We'll see. But anyway, that's a different conversation. So that kind of impactful event has not occurred for now 2 generations removed. Right? So I think it's going to be difficult for this generation that's coming up because one, they have less experience with scarcity, right? Like the generation that's coming up now was never raised by people that experienced great scarcity. And I think that's not necessarily a good thing. And 2, I think they're also going to be greatly impacted because our generation grew up with the extreme fast growing technology era. So like our parents had no idea what we were doing with technology because they'd never experienced it before.
Well, our generation right now is the one that I was watching some kind of guy talking about it. Our generation is the one generation that has had both.
Yes.
We grew up we grew up without it.
Without the internet.
And
Yep.
then now we're
with the internet.
Now we have it. So we know
We kind of
both
understand the
worlds.
balance.
Yeah.
Whereas these kids that are coming up now,
I've used the paper map before. Don't want to. but
I was the
have.
last class to take typewriting in middle school. But like this generation growing
That's
up
crazy.
has never experienced a world without the internet.
I found out that
And that's nutty.
I found out that my 9-year-old son did learn cursive.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. I mean,
Like they don't teach it in Philly public schools, right?
they do and they don't. Like it depends on where you go in Philadelphia. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm of the school of thought that in all honesty, you don't need it.
It's true.
Like what
There's a lot of things you don't need.
What do you need cursive for? Like, I would rather, this is the thing that makes me mad. I would rather kids learn multiplication tables and math drills any day because I think math drills are actually really good for your memory.
Here's
But-
my argument for cursive.
Go ahead.
There are so many pieces of work that are written in cursive.
That's true.
These kids are not going to be able to read it. They're going to be looking at it like it's an alien language. You have to keep language alive. Otherwise, kids aren't going to be able to...
All right. I got a question.
Does everybody need to learn it? Like,
Yes.
What-
I'm teaching the kid cursive.
how,
all right, fine.
how come the school systems don't teach, like, how to write, like, checks or, like, how to...
Daily life things.
Oh
like,
my
tax-
God, I
like,
wanna
First of all,
deal
no
with
one,
taxes.
no one writes checks
If it's too
anymore.
much, then don't worry about it. But
I mean-
like, how come kids don't know nothing about taxes?
Because
or-
in
in this day and age.
okay, I can trace it back for you.
And then
Because we have H&R Block.
is it and is it true that the government didn't create the school systems?
That is true.
Okay.
School systems were created by God,
Jesus.
my brain cannot work, and I don't remember this.
By company? Was it
No,
by
it was a guy.
companies?
It was a guy. The structure. You mean like the structure of school, or like?
Yeah, were you sitting in the class? Was that
I
created
mean-
by a company where it was like, we want to see if you can sit in one spot for 8 hours?
No, I mean schools are 8 hours long because of child labor laws. Like child labor laws were created as like, so schools were, what do we do with kids if they're not working in factories, right? So it's like well, we send them to school, so and it's like cyclical. Like we send them to school, they become better factory workers.
Yeah.
But they're busy for 8 hours a day, so parents can go to work. And like that's like the whole cyclical thing.
Well, now I'm about to keep it real. Do you think that some kids now, even little kids, should have the option to
No,
work some type of job?
no.
Oh.
I don't
How come?
think because I don't think your brain is not developed enough to be able to work these jobs with a logical enough.
I think that's
frame
going to
of
have that
reference.
kid grow up sooner than it needs
Well,
to.
what type of logical job? What type of logical job?
Like
that we talking about?
everything requires you to be able to like process information in some type of way.
Look, as long
And,
as
like-
they're, as long as they're stitching my shoes,
Let me tell you
they're
this.
fine.
I worked at a job where you put like you're just working on glasses lenses. You polish them, you clean them, and that don't take thought.
But it takes the discipline to be able to do that over and over and over again, and children do not have the capacity to continuously do that. Because your brain doesn't process that kind of task
All right.
until you're older.
Now, you've had many different jobs, right? Yeah, me too.
Thousands.
Yeah. So, you have grown people who can't do their job
Who
correctly.
can't do their job correct?
You think a little
who
kid's going to
can't-
do their job correctly?
I probably would say he probably could. I remember there's one who was a lame.
Uh-huh.
Who was a lame, by the way. Maybe that's just the liquor talking now, but
I love that.
who couldn't sit in the one seat for like an hour. He couldn't work a full week. He was bound to not work for a full month.
I mean,
Like, yeah, there's adults that can't do it. Like, but I think like kids need room. Also, I think that
It's just a question.
kids need space to make mistakes too.
Yeah.
I think
Like school is a place where kids can make continuous mistakes and bounce back. You know, if I send a kid to a job and they continuously make mistakes, they're going to get fired. They're going to get like that kind of
there could
and
be
that
some rules where kids don't. I mean, I'm just throwing out things.
I think like around age 13,
Uh-huh.
you can give your kid more responsibility for something. Whether it's not even work. Like make sure they have something to do that keeps them focused. Whether it's like an in-depth hobby or something, just to keep their
Keep them busy.
yeah.
keep them busy, but not just to keep them busy, to get their mind acclimated to like doing something and staying goal oriented.
But it should be low stakes. Like I think
Yeah.
that's
That's why I'm like a
that's why
hobby.
school is necessary. School is like low stakes mistake area where like a kid can learn how to have those thought processes and everything. And that's why school is progressive. Like elementary school is easier than middle school. Middle school is easier than high school. Like it's progressively supposed to get harder for you, but it's still low stakes enough where you can have that arena where like you can fail and still get back up.
Yeah, and from what I understand, these kids in these schools are failing all the time, but they just keep moving on.
They keep moving
That
on.
is
up.
a No Child Left Behind era. Listen, we can't start this conversation. I could talk about that
Keep
for
moving on
freaking
up.
hours.
Don't get me started on education. But luckily for our kid, we both have brains, and we are going to whatever is lacking in the school.
Homeschooling, yes or no?
If you are trained to be a homeschooled person, like you are a knowledgeable
Yeah, I don't
enough.
think anyone can.
If you are a knowledgeable enough person, then fine. I'm all for it. If you're not a knowledgeable enough person, absolutely not. I think you should take a test before you're allowed to homeschool your child. Like, do you have the capacity to homeschool your child?
Does Matt Walsh homeschools his children?
Does he?
I'm asking. I don't know. I'm asking.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Thought you know.
I don't
You
know.
saw the document. I didn't know if like
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I used to follow him and Ben Shapiro.
what happened.
After watching the woman,
What is a Woman?
and Matt Walsh is like going on these weird tirades that I'm like, I'm not in. And then Ben Shapiro, that man can talk. Like he's
He's an excellent public
He is
speaker.
gifted. He is great at like debating. He's quick everything. But like Now he's pushing like everyone needs God in their life, and I'm like, no. So I'm out. Like I don't follow him anymore. Like
Right.
it's insane. Like it's just, and like they look down on you if you don't have kids. Your whole goal in life is to reproduce.
Yeah, your
My
whole goal in life is to procreate. I
problem
hate that.
with Matt was like the one thing that I didn't like was who is it to you if somebody likes the same sex?
Let people live their lives.
Let people
They're
live.
not hurting
like,
you.
Yeah.
why is it
Who's it to you
such
if they
a
decide to
crazy
get married?
concept?
Yeah.
If that person is doing something that they love and it doesn't hurt you in any way, shape, or form, why do you care?
If they at peace, yeah, what's it to
Right.
you?
Yeah,
you got
like,
your 8,000 kids. And,
Let people have their joy.
I mean,
like,
5 kids, but
like I don't
when
understand
I went
that.
into this documentary,
yeah,
if you want to even call it a documentary,
It's not.
I thought it was, because I heard him talk before. I thought it was going to be just asking questions like an
Right.
interview should. They are lined with like negativity, like anything, and I'm like, that's not like I'm all for watching.
yeah. And that's not fair.
Yeah, no.
No.
I like you. Like you're asking a certain way with a certain tone that destroys the question.
Yeah.
So I'm all for watching interviews and everything for things I don't agree on, just to see other people's point of view, all this other stuff. But like, do it correctly. All these news stations, all these people are asking things with a certain agenda. Don't have the agenda. Just ask. If you want to know something that's going on with someone and you don't understand what it is, so if I want to know why someone would want to be, who is a female and wants to be a male, my questions would be just informational.
yeah.
If they don't want to answer, that's none of my. It's not
That-
my business.
that's
they're
fine.
being polite enough to answer my questions
Yeah.
that are not being asked like I'm a rude asshole.
Right.
I just have
It's
questions.
like, what's it to you?
Yeah.
Like, who?
Like I would be
Cares?
more willing to like you should come into things with the idea that people have opinions that matter to them.
We have become a society where we don't want to learn anything. We want to project our information on someone else.
We
Right.
want
Someone else who doesn't want to learn because they want to project their information on us. So we're
I
not
don't-
learning anything.
I don't want to hear your opinion. I want to hear my opinion from your mouth.
Yeah.
And I hate that. Like it's like I'm not in it to listen to myself. Like you're going to think differently than me and that's fine. Like that's the point. And like when they do those like any news like American media in general just drives me up a wall because like I'm not listening to a media just to hear what I want to hear in a way I want to hear it.
Right. You want to hear what's going on.
I want to know what's
Like,
going on, and
unbiased.
I don't care like who thinks what, and that's like that's the problem. Nobody wants to actually hear other thoughts and opinions. They just want to hear their own.
However, out of the three of us,
Y'all are good.
there's
Y'all are good.
there's a hypocrite.
Me?
Did I say you?
I don't know. You said out of the 3 of us, there's
Out
a
of the
hypocrite.
3 of
All
us,
right,
there's
then
a
who's the
hypocrite. Someone who just said that they're open to letting people do whatever they want. But you talk about flat Earth,
Except for flat earthers.
and that shit
That
is
is
busted.
the only thing I can't. Shut up.
Got
it's
it.
It's the only thing I can't
Got
listen to.
her.
It's the one. Shut up.
How do y'all
I
feel
hate
about
you so much
speaking on
with the
me
flat earth thing.
moving it? How do y'all feel? Did y'all have a conversation about transgender women playing in sports
That-
with women?
Yeah.
I don't know if we talked about it,
Yeah.
but I don't think you should.
You don't think it's fair?
I don't think it's fair because the muscle structures are different.
Yeah.
Men, generally speaking, will always outpower a woman
Right. Why do you think that's allowed? Why do you think it's being allowed? Why do you think?
because of equality.
I disagree. I
What?
think it's for entertainment purposes
You
and to
do-
bring in money.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, come on. It don't make no sense to have.
It doesn't.
I'm right here. It don't make no sense
It doesn't.
to have a, man that transitioned
Yeah.
into a woman. You, like you said, the structure is different.
Right.
Like that's not. It's messed up only because it's like, yo, you're overpowering and like,
Right.
you know what
Now,
I mean?
And I believe
So it's got to be money
that
related.
If they want to compete, please do. But I think you have to now add a third category.
Yeah, you add a third, or you just say no. We want to make money from this. We got to make money from this.
Yeah.
To me, that's the only way because all right, if it's not money, equality. Then, like you said, if it's equality, then just do another.
Yeah. I've had this issue from
I was
like
just curious
since the beginning, and like it's I don't know.
How do you feel, Poe, about how transgender women don't fully get the chance to experiment the monthly cycle? How do you feel about that?
Well, we just jumped a different
I
one.
don't like. I don't care.
Oh,
She
I
probably-
don't. I feel
good for them.
yeah,
Like,
good for you,
I
man.
Feel,
like
I feel like
if you
they
get to
got
be a
the-
woman and not get to experience a period, great.
Yeah.
That was a wonderful life.
So
that's one of the things. Like I can't. I feel like if you identify as a different gender, then you should be able to do that. If that is what you need in order to be a more mentally stable, happy individual, do whatever you need to do to be a more happy, stable individual.
if you're not hurting anybody,
If you're not hurting anybody,
Which you're not.
Life is hard enough without people telling you, "Hey, I don't think you should feel this way."
That's facts.
But I feel like you should, like, before you do anything permanently, I feel like that you should talk to somebody.
Do you think it's okay for?
Because you might make a decision you regret.
Do you think it's okay for parents to?
No, I know where you're going with their children.
I think I'm done.
Yeah, no, I think that like again, I'm gonna go back to brain chemistry with this one.
Yeah.
Like my thing is, a child does not have a fully formed prefrontal cortex. They do not see consequences to their actions yet, and that is
If you can't vote, buy a gun, smoke, or drink, you should not be making decisions at 13 years old to mutilate your body.
That's gonna permanently change your body chemistry. Because here's the thing: there are experienced people that have said, like, I made a mistake when I was a teenager.
I don't know why I took it here, by the way.
But it's fine.
we
but
bounce around. It is what it is.
That's the nature of the show. But like that's my opinion. My opinion is that you shouldn't be able to make those decisions until you are of adult age.
Yeah.
If you can't serve in the armed forces, you can't make permanent decisions to your body. It's the same reason why I don't think like under the age of 18 should be able to get a tattoo ever. Like these are things that you are permanently changing about yourself, and you don't have the capacity to think that far ahead yet.
When I was a kid, I would pretend I was a dog all the time. And if you asked me if I could go through surgery to become a dog, I would have said yes.
Yeah.
Now as an adult, I probably would still say yes.
I was gonna say you would want to be a dog. Let's be real here.
But like as a kid, like you don't know what's going on. You don't even you don't know anything. Kids don't know things.
Now, if you want to be an adult and make that decision, then fine.
You're an adult.
You're an adult. You have the brain capacity and power to think that way.
Would you allow your child to wear opposite gender clothes?
Wear whatever you want. It's not permanent.
Okay.
Wear whatever you want. I think here's shut up. His face.
Oh shit.
Cinder, what the fuck?
Cinder's like, what does that sound? Wear whatever you want.
I'm sorry.
It's not permanent. I don't care.
I hear.
Well, look at me. Look at me. I'm hearing you with the tough. Look at me.
This is.
All right, I see.
This is a tough question because one, I'm all for a kid expressing themselves.
A kid expressing
any way they
themselves,
want.
yes.
But
however,
I don't. For my child, I don't know at what point I'm going to say this might not be right. And I won't know until that happens.
You don't know your limit yet.
But Dad, well, you said I can express myself,
right? And I'm the person who really wants to get one of those Loungeflies girls mini backpacks because they have a fucking 501.
Do you know that they encourage like little boys to have those?
That's fine. No, that's fine. But a grown man
who encourages? Wait,
Because
The,
look,
the backpack.
it's just a mini
It's just a
backpack.
mini backpack.
Oh, maybe.
it's just a mini
Mini
backpack.
backpack.
That's
that-
fine.
They have like ones they make for little boys.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, that's I have
But
nothing.
a grown man carrying it is
a grown man carrying a little tiny.
I got a little man thing with all my traveling.
That's different.
your man satchel.
Yeah. He said it's different.
But
No, it's. I think that they should be able to, as long as like. Also, here's
I'm also the person that if my son wanted to wear a dress, and I let him do it, and I went out in public, and someone said something, I would lay that motherfucker out
my son can wear whatever the fuck he wants.
because I'm that way.
If
Like,
he wants
I
to
will-
wear a skirt, let him.
Who the fuck are you to tell
Who are
me?
you?
You can't tell me what. So,
Come
like,
on, kilts.
I have kilts. I wear kilts. I like the breezy feel. Have you ever
Like a
wore
little
a
breeze
kilt?
in my
Never
privates.
got the
Dude.
chance
Wear
for the
a kilt.
opportunity to wear a kilt.
Wear a kilt. It on a hot day.
Have you never been to a Renaissance fair?
No, I haven't.
On a,
I'm not.
on a hot day,
Asking
dude,
your
it's the best thing.
questions.
It's the best thing in the
I
world.
believe you.
You should go to a
I
Renaissance
have extra
fair.
kilts. We're going to go to Renaissance Fair, or just wear kilts.
Or just walk
here's
around
the
with
thing.
a kilt.
Here's the thing. Like you see when little girls wear skirts and all, and they just stand like this and twist at the waist and let the skirt flow. You will fucking do that in a kilt because it just feels great.
It's a great breezy feel. You feel free.
What were we talking about?
I don't even remember. We
Our son wearing a dress.
Yeah,
somewhere
go
just.
ahead. I don't care.
Here's the thing.
You got a lot of edits to make in this one.
I'm not making any edits. What are you
Yeah,
talking about?
anything.
We
Yeah?
didn't say anything bad. We're just saying opinions. And remember, opinions only matter to you. Like, your opinions are only affecting you. You shouldn't be putting your opinions on other people. You know what I'm saying?
No.
I don't force
I wouldn't.
anybody to believe
No, I
what I
wouldn't put
believe.
it.
If you don't believe what I'm saying, that's fine. Believe what you like. Again, if your
I
opinions,
still have the
if
picture
I don't,
of my son wearing a dress at
if
age
I don't
10.
force, if I'm not forcing my opinion
Kids
on anyone,
are cruel.
Oh, I
kids
know.
are
Now, if all the
mean.
boys are doing it. All right, then.
it's. I also
You know
think
what? Fine. My son wants to wear a dress. He can wear a dress, but I'll tell you what he's not wearing. Those fucking small-ass jeans
the
that
tight
are, like,
jeans.
glued to your leg and your ass is hanging out because they can't pull up high
Nope.
enough.
Listen,
That's
you
where
have
I
to
draw
be.
the
You
line.
have to be appropriate. You're right. Kids are
For
very.
girls, too. Got to
kids-
dress appropriate.
Kids are very
Well, yeah,
cruel. Kids
we don't
are
have a girl, so.
kids are very cruel, and like that's the thing that like I'm afraid of. But
Our kid.
I'm
you
dealing
have to
with that
teach.
right now.
You have to teach. Listen, I think part of parenting that parents miss, and a lot of the new generation is suffering from, is people are going to be mean to you. How do you handle it? Like
Sarcasm.
Yeah,
Our
it's-
kid is
Oh,
not.
God.
Our kid is
Our
not
kid-
going to have a problem.
we're gonna get a lot of phone calls.
Well, what if he doesn't know how to be sarcastic?
Are you kidding me?
He'll pick it up.
Have you met this
Oh, yeah,
man?
that's true. Yeah,
He'll pick it up.
The kids do. They do pick it things up.
Listen, that child is not gonna not be sarcastic.
And then when he's good at it, I'm going to be so annoyed because we're just going to be throwing sarcasm at each other.
Speaking of picking things up, have you watched Mario? Did you watch
The
I
new movie?
want to see it
Yes.
I wanna
so
see it.
bad.
Solid.
Yeah, I've heard
I've
nothing
heard
but good
such
things.
good
Really good.
things.
Yeah.
Is it still in theaters?
It's
Can we
really
go see
good.
it tomorrow?
We have enough to do tomorrow.
I know, and I can't. I don't want to go to the movies to see anything because I know I'm going to have to pee like
Now-
20 million times.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to stay awake in some of the things because I'm a parent, 3 kids. I was exhausted, but it is solid. It is solid.
Yeah.
I can't wait for it to be
it
streaming on
is not-
something because I want to watch it.
It is not this Mario from 1990 whatever with John
Yeah.
I've heard
Leguizamo.
it's so good.
I love that movie,
This
though.
is oh my god.
Or like the TV show where do the Mario.
It's not like that. This is legit.
Yeah.
I want to
Legit.
see it.
The
so
movie
bad.
I want to see is the new Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
I heard that was good.
I
I'm a fan of Guardians of the Galaxy.
It's really good.
They're
Yeah.
that's like the only Marvel movies that I like.
Avengers and Doctor Strange for me.
I like.
I
I
love
like.
Doctor
Guardians.
Strange.
I like Avengers. I like Doctor Strange. Well, no, Doctor Strange is my favorite. But Guardians, Avengers, and
and Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
I do like the Spider-Man, but like this Guardians movie is going to be so traumatizing.
Why?
It's going to be traumatizing. Like, I don't want to give spoilers, but
You seen it?
I did not see it,
Oh.
but I had to look into it because I need to know what I'm going to cry during this movie.
Got it.
It's gonna be a tearjerker, but I'm excited for it too.
So I don't know when we'll just end up watching it.
Whenever it streams.
What was the most vulnerable thing you guys said on this on your journey, this podcast journey?
I don't know. We don't really hold anything back.
No, I don't really.
I mean, it is something that you hold back.
I mean,
Well,
yes,
yeah.
yeah. But
At one point,
vulnerable?
one day, I'm going to open up about my childhood, and that will be the most vulnerable.
Oh.
Jesus. You want to start now? How much time we got left? Dang.
We
Not
got
enough.
Not enough.
Yeah.
not enough. I don't know. Vulnerable? I don't think I've ever. When I talked about Ukraine, that made me really sad. But
Yeah, that one.
that one,
episode.
that one special was
That
was really
episode
hard
was,
for me.
That joint is crazy, by the way.
Oh, it's just sad. Like
Do you
every
feel
time.
like, like that came out of nowhere? Like
Yes and
Is
no. It's did it come out of a
left field in 2020?
no?
It's been brewing for years.
like
Really?
so Ukraine has never been a stable government. They've never had like pure stability. Like our government is established and stable, and like the problem is all those old Soviet Union governments, a lot of them have never like a lot of them still experience instability in a great way. So Ukraine was pretty unstable 4 or 5 years ago, like 4 or 5 years prior to the war, because their government flipped. They had like a mini revolution where their government was kind of ousted and they got a new one. And it was kind of one of those things where the government switched from being pseudo-democratic to being very democratic. And Russia's government has never been okay with a really strong democracy being next to them. They're just not okay with it. And I mean, it's not out of left field. They annexed the territory before, and they were allowed to do that because of the previous government. And then people got pissed, and they overthrew that government. And then a new government came that said they weren't going to let them do that. So it's like kind of an inevitability. I feel like after the Soviet Union collapsed, it was only inevitable that at some point they would want land and territory back. It's old history.
Doesn't Russia have all the land in the world or something like that?
They have
Pretty
a
much,
lot.
but they
have
want
a
more.
lot.
Oh my God. This is crazy.
Often dictators want more.
But on the happier conversation.
Yeah. So like that would be my most vulnerable moment on the show.
I
but
have no
other than
idea what mine would be. I think talking about me killing insects when I was a kid. I live with that every day.
And you're
I live with that every day.
you're an animal lover.
Yeah.
It
But
just doesn't show in your face.
what? That I'm an animal lover?
Yeah.
He's an animal lover, not a people lover.
Facts.
There's a very clear
Have
distinction.
you seen Sweet Tooth on Netflix?
No.
Watch it. You have Netflix?
Yeah.
It's based off a comic book, and it's where around 10 years ago, babies started being born with animal features.
Documentary or
No.
just a show?
It's a show
Oh. Remember Animorphs?
Yes.
that's streaming on
Is it
something.
really?
Yeah,
I would watch
All
it.
right, so
Terrible.
back to Sweet Tooth.
Terrible show.
Yeah,
What?
Like
The
it was.
covers were. ugh.
The books were great.
But the show, the animation,
covers of the books.
CGI was terrible. But they need to stream Wishbone, and I'm good. But anyway,
God.
What's
So-
the story?
Wishbone was pretty good.
yeah, it was.
Wishbone was
it was
pretty
great.
good. I ain't
Anyway,
gonna lie.
that's why the society now is crumbling because we don't have Wishbone. Anyway, Sweet Tooth. So they're born with like animal features, and then there's some disease going around that like makes your finger twitch or something, and that means you have it. So then you die like quickly or something. But it's all about like post-apocalyptic world where they're trying to hunt down these hybrids, they call them, and like, trying to find a cure for the disease that's killing everybody. So you're following this kid that has antlers around, and it's just a good show.
Really?
The second
Did you see
season,
it, Poe?
she hasn't seen it. I watched the first season. The second season just dropped, and they just let they just put the whole season on. It's not like you have to wait. So it's really good, and it's going to be just 3 seasons.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. You like way different stuff. Like you like the not good stuff.
No, this is actually good. I get it. I get it.
Trash.
But this is actually good.
This is good.
We have been quoted as before as he likes trash.
You are a poopy.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, I see.
Yes,
You.
I do love trashy things, but I do like good things.
He has moments. He has moments where he like if it's a newer thing, it's usually pretty good.
Do you guys have MGM Plus? I don't have it, but
No.
I didn't even know there was an MGM Plus. There's a new
streaming
station.
platform MGM Plus. They got this show called From.
What?
Yeah,
From?
From. It's about. Seen it on TikTok.
Oh, I was flipping through Amazon Prime and they had that on there because you can like subscribe through there.
I don't know if it was somebody that worked on Lost, which I never really watched Lost. I had a friend that had loved Lost, but this is pretty good
Okay.
so far.
Yeah.
Like it's about monsters that come out at night. Oh my god. This one character was like, you know what's crazy about these? They look like humans though, until like they attack you and then like, you know, they got
their
the
mouths.
fangs. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
He was like, you know what's crazy about these monsters? They don't even run. They just walk. Because they know they got all the time in the world to get you. I was like, oh shoot, they are right. If you ever get the chance, man, From.
Okay.
That is first season was pretty solid. I hope it stays consistent on like what they're trying to get across.
Yeah.
Boy, it's good.
Okay. I'll have to
So
check that
far.
Because I'm
Yeah.
running out of shows. Like I'm watching Sweet Tooth now. We gave up on Yellowstone.
What was
we
that on?
kind of
Is that
gave up.
Paramount Plus?
Paramount. Yeah.
So it's really slow.
I'm going to tell you this. It's really slow, but you
Yes.
just want to watch it.
Slow.
Like
it's like
Really?
a good.
if you like what like
If
I
you
don't like
like
westerns, but I like
westerns.
cowboys.
I appreciate
If
Westerns.
you like westerns and cowboys, you'll like it.
It's
It's
just guys living on a ranch.
It's just about a ranch. I mean,
Man,
like
when-
I want to keep watching it, but again, like you have to be in the mindset that you are okay with something going very slowly
And
as you
nowhere.
watch.
Sometimes that can be brutal.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's
But
why
this-
we stopped.
well, no. We were doing other stuff. None of the episodes were brutal.
no,
if-
somewhere.
Well,
But,
then whatever.
like
but-
some have like stretches where you're like watching and you're like,
I don't want to
what
watch it
is
anymore
the
because
point?
after season 5, it's going to end and they're going to do a spin-off with Matthew McConaughey.
Ugh,
We all know how I feel about
why?
him.
You guys have HBO Max?
Yes.
Have you watched I'm throwing this out there, Succession?
No. How is it?
Never heard of it.
You never heard of it?
It's a
No.
it's a newer
It's his
show.
final season. It's pretty I mean, it's about this TV mogul inspired from that real guy in real life. I don't remember his name, but like he has 4 kids, 3 of them want to take the next spot.
Okay.
But like the writing and like the actors that are like delivering the lines, to me, so good.
Does one of the...
It's Macaulay Culkin's brother who's in it.
Oh, really?
Did you know the Macaulay Culkin's brother played the little kid that Wes had been in the
Yes.
Home Alone series?
I did
yeah,
know
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Boom! That blew my mind.
That's his
That
little
blew my
brother.
mind.
Yeah.
blew my mind. But yeah, man, they have some.
I didn't
pretty
know he was
solid
acting
lines.
any.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
it's so
I'll have to
good.
look
He-
at that 'cause
he
I don't-
definitely.
I have no idea what that is.
If you
I
get the
saw it
chance,
on
it's
HBO.
more like a corporate type of setting, but it's a rich family. None of the characters are likable, but like
Oh, you know what? We have
None
to
of them are.
The Righteous
That's Yellowstone.
Gemstone.
That's
Yeah.
Yellowstone too. Like none of the
but
characters
it's
were
so
likable.
good.
We stopped watching The Righteous Gemstones for an unknown reason.
I don't know, but it was so funny. It was good.
The last episode I watched, this one, he wasn't a main character, but he was like so crazy, man. He goes, I don't know, like the one main character was talking to him about doing something, and this like supporting character wasn't liking the idea, and he goes, the numbers aren't just the numbers. They're the numbers. It's just like little stuff like
Yeah.
that. I'm like, what? So the writing is pretty solid.
Good, yeah.
And, yeah. And like when the actors are able to deliver those lines,
Right.
and like they do like these little like acting gestures,
It's so
Oh
hard
my
to find
God,
a
it's so
really
good.
well written
and that's how
Show.
show.
not only when the show is well written, but like the actors can
Yeah.
deliver like
Can
their
portray
own.
it. Yeah.
when
So
the combination
good.
is hard to hit.
Yeah.
Yep.
oh my god, like
I'll have to check it out because you very rarely get that anymore.
No.
like that one. And then like there's sometimes where like I'll re-watch some lines again just because on like how good it was.
Yeah.
Like, and then like when you start really paying it, because I haven't really paid attention to like, because you know when you like everything, you really want to like get your little critiquing thing on, but like that's a treat.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's another one. Oh, have you ever watched Veep? Like
Yes.
it was over.
Yes.
That
No.
blew my
That's
mind.
the one
with
with
Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Oh my!
I do like her.
Watch that.
And I
That is-
wanted to watch that.
I watched a few episodes. I don't know why I didn't watch the whole thing, but
you
I
gotta
love
finish
it.
because the last season of, to me, that finished off so strong and like the writing just like elevated because oh my.
I just heard it was so good.
like
yeah.
that's another one where like the jokes like they was nailing like they nailed it on the last season like their final season, holy cow. So yeah, that's something I recommend. Something that's old, finished. I mean not old, but finished in 2019.
Yeah.
7 seasons. That was solid.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, that's all my. I know they're like a little adultish, but
Things to watch.
yeah, pretty good.
I'm watching The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. I love that show.
Ooh, I love that show.
Isn't it good?
Yes. If you see, no,
I don't like it. I don't like that woman
He doesn't like
from Mad TV.
the
Who's
one that
Asian?
You don't
plays
like her?
Alex
I-
Bornstein. He
Unless-
doesn't like Alex Bornstein, and I love her.
you didn't like her in Family Guy.
Who's she on Family Guy?
She plays Lois.
She's
Oh,
Lois.
I'm
She's
not a big
Lois.
Family Guy person.
But I love that show. It's so
Yeah, it's
good.
really good. It's the last season too,
It
right?
is the
Ah.
last season,
Well, it's only,
and you know
what,
what?
3 seasons?
I'm kind of happy about it because like it's ending on such a good
The
note.
worst part is that's one of those shows I watched with the missus, and she kind of like fell off. But I know I have to wait to watch with her.
Yeah.
'Cause I'll start that without her.
Oh,
I don't want to do that.
it's so good. It's so good.
What shows do you guys watch together? Where it's
We're watching Two Broke Girls right now.
Two Broke Girls.
Love that show.
Mm.
Love it.
okay. Does it still?
No,
air?
We have it on
it's
DVD.
done.
Nah,
It's
it's,
done.
over.
He said
And
TV.
we have it.
bought it on
on
DVD.
No one streams it. It was so sad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not streaming anywhere. What else do we watch together?
I don't know.
British Taskmaster. That's
He
about
said,
it.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Like, we don't.
We don't watch a lot of like. We're not watching in the.
Yeah.
We're not in the middle of any shows. Like we watch Mandalorian together.
I try not to watch shows with the missus. It's you and Marvelous Miss Maisel. You
I
on
watch
Netflix.
Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Bridgerton. I have to watch Queen Charlotte. Everybody says it's really good.
Bridgerton that's a no go for me.
It's a no go for most
For most men, right?
males.
My wife loves it though.
What else am I watching by myself?
I don't even know what I'm watching.
It's hard. There's a lot of good shows too.
Are there?
I mean,
Like, I finished A-Team
right, let me say
again.
this. Let me say-
WKRP.
House of
again.
Dragons.
there's there's a lot of like content just everywhere, and
Yeah.
Yeah, you get
You-
bombarded by content, and it's like it's hard to like pick something.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, I can't watch it all. Shadow and Bone I watched by myself.
I've only read the books and I've watched one episode of it,
This
and
last
I
season
just,
was good.
I just can't. It's so hard when you really invest in the book.
Did you like? Okay, so
I enjoyed
did
the
you
books.
read Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom?
I got them. I haven't read them yet.
Oh, you have to read those
I may-
books. They're
the author.
so good. Leia Bardugo, yeah.
She wrote. I think we've talked about this. She wrote The Ninth House, like her. Like,
yes. She wrote The Ninth House. Yep.
I lent my book out. I haven't seen it since. I get my book back, man. I'm like, God, that's why I don't like lending stuff out. It's been 2 years.
Did you read the new
Sender.
one?
I haven't read the new one yet.
There's a second one to The
I
Ninth
know,
House.
I know there's a.
I
It's gonna
haven't.
be a series.
I haven't read The Ninth House. I want to read that, but
She definitely like.
oh,
She flexes on her writing.
Leia Bardugo is a great writer.
She
But if
flexes
you
on-
liked Shadow and Bone, you should read Six of Crows and Crooked
I got
Kingdom.
it.
Do you have it?
I have Six of Crows.
Read.
I'm gonna read it.
It is addicting
read
because
it.
unlike Shadow and Bone, Six of Crows is written like an action movie.
Is it?
Like when you read it, you feel like you're watching an action film. It's so good.
I know Shadow and Bone played on like the politics.
Shadow and Bone was more of like
Kinda
the
played on it.
political realm of like Ravka, and like they had some, but Six of Crows is like very like you'll
Yeah,
read it
I
and
got it.
you won't be able to stop because it's like
I'm gonna get the other one too, the other series too.
I gotta read King of Scars. So
That is why I get too.
so King of Scars and Prince of Wolves is what I'm on now,
Are you
which I heard is not as good, but
really?
Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom were so good. Much like I liked it better than Shadow and Bone.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I'm sorry, Chris.
I've never been more bored in my fucking life.
This guy's wiping the sleep out of his eyes. Like, yo,
He's
this
like,
is Friday,
oh my
man. This is
god,
ridiculous."
stop talking
Fucking
about
nerds
this.
over here.
Yeah.
God
Stop
damn.
talking about
Listen,
this.
man, I've-
But the
I couldn't even
series,
follow it. Like
The-
the conversation. Oh, I'm like,
the
I'm out.
show. I'll
This is
say
why I
this.
didn't watch the show.
I'll say this. The show does a good job with Shadow and Bone. They do a crappy ass job with Six of Crows, but it looks like they're going to do a better job with it now because they're done Shadow and Bone.
Well, I remember the girl being miserable from the jump in Shadow and Bone, and that girl was not miserable in the show, so that turned
It's
me
kind
off.
of miserable.
That turned me off. She smiled. She gave the vibe that she
I
wasn't a
wanted to
smiler.
like that show. Like I tried to
I wanted to like
that
the show too because
But I think after the first or second episode, I was like, "This is shit."
the author was the producer of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like she was involved in
I
it.
never. Yeah, I
I know.
never read the books or anything.
Some malarkey, man. But that Invincible book you got back there,
I gotta open it
she
up.
nailed it on the show
Yeah. She
and the
doesn't know.
comic book. You didn't like that's right.
Yeah,
They
at
said
the
it.
end of the first episode, she was out.
He nailed it.
Yeah, she's laying on the other dog's ass. Speaking of renditions, there and some shows that we watched together. Good Omens.
Oh yeah, they're coming
I
out
heard
with the
that.
second
the
season.
second season's coming out.
Wait a minute, on Amazon, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Amazon
They
Prime.
only had one season. I heard that was a really good show.
It was
was
so
so
good.
good.
That's what an
the
angel.
angel
Angel and Demon.
Yo,
Angel and
that's
the
so
Demon.
crazy. That was that what like for years, right?
No.
And it came out right before COVID.
2019.
Yeah.
Years.
Yeah. And then COVID hit.
20, 21, 22, 20, that's 4
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a problem with shows like that.
Well,
Stranger
everything
Things
was
is one of them.
everything was put on hold for COVID.
No, but some
It w-
shows can come out like shows came out during COVID. Like Stranger Things is one where it's just like, yo, you take years to come out.
Well, that show sucks.
Nah, I didn't think it sucked. I thought it was
I
pretty good.
liked. Okay, so here's my problem with Stranger Things. I liked the first season. The second season was terrible, and everybody said the second season's slow.
How many seasons
It's
was it?
on 4 now.
Is it on the they passed 4 or it's on the
I
four?
think they're on the
fifth.
The
They're
fifth
on the
is the
fifth.
final season.
They're on the they're on the
third season was terrible.
See, everyone said
I
the third
hated
season
this-
was the best season.
I didn't like
people
third
told me
season.
the third season was better
All
than
right.
the second. I
Look,
couldn't get
I
past the
didn't
second.
finish season 1.
Let me rephrase this. I don't think the third season to me was good enough for it to take 2 to 3 years to come out.
Gotcha.
Oh, gotcha.
That's what I meant.
COVID.
I got you. But COVID.
COVID.
I think it came out before COVID, right?
I have no idea.
The first season came out before COVID, but the second and third were after. So, like, yeah, no, I couldn't get past season 2. I thought it was so boring.
All right, that's fair. I've heard people didn't like it.
I didn't understand it. Like I knew what was going on, but I was like, I don't understand why I should like this.
Because, all right, even though we didn't really live in the 80s, we was born in them.
I lived in the 80s.
I mean, we lived in the 80s, but
Yeah.
I'm going to say, being the elder out of all y'all, you didn't experience the 80s.
I experienced the
No,
80s.
I mean-
I have a Mr. T Be Somebody or Be Somebody's Fool inspirational VHS.
All right, I'm not going
I
to disagree
lived
with
the
you. That's
80s.
very
Listen,
fair.
this
I remember
man
the Mickey Mouse
watches more
Club.
80s shows than
No,
80s
but
children.
but to live like to see that fourth season of like the fashion, everything about it was so like holy cow. Because talking to somebody who was like who graduated high school in the 80s and was like, yeah, no, they were spot on with that. It was like, yo, that was crazy. Like, because you know the 90s,
Yeah.
nostalgic for like the 80s,
If I was
like
in
how
it-
they did it.
If I was a child of the 80s, I probably would like it more.
That was phenomenal. Like just like the fashion. Like, oh my. So imagine like kids born in like, you know, like 2020 or like not 20, like the 2000s and they got to play, you know, kids in the 80s and dress up like it's crazy to me. You know what I mean? Like, like
so
you got the hair,
passionate about it.
like you got the hairstyles from the 80s, like the clothes from the 80s, but you was born in like 2001.
Yeah.
Shoot. When the World Trade Center buildings done fell.
Just sprinkling that in.
Speckle. Speckle.
So, I have just one bit, but we're going to continue talking, obviously. But I'm going to, so I can turn my phone off. I talked to my dad on the phone.
How's your dad doing? Where's he? Where's he at?
California.
How's he doing? All right.
He's
you
got- he's
reached
had-
out. You reached out, or
I
did
call.
he reach
No,
out?
he doesn't. He never reaches out. He
So
always-
you got to reach out to him.
Yeah, I have to. Well, he never reaches out because he thinks I'm always working, which I pretty much am.
Listen.
But I call him on my ride home, so we have a good 45-minute conversation
All right,
every,
it's not bad.
every week or so. So he's doing fine up there. He lives on a mountain in California, so he's gotten like 7 foot of snow this year.
Dang.
Insane. Where was I going with this?
It's just him.
Yeah. Yep.
What do you think about that? I'm sorry for cutting you. Go ahead, finish
No,
the story.
no,
finish the story.
you're
Because
fine.
what happens is I'm going to forget. Go ahead, finish
No,
the
it's all
story.
right. I
Go,
have it
go,
written
go.
down, so I'm not going to
Oh,
forget.
good. What do you think about that? Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
She's like, what are you
Don't.
doing?
She's like, excuse me. I
Yo,
was
keep playing. She's like, keep playing with me.
I didn't. I thought he would have regretted it, but he's made friends out there.
Oh, okay.
So
All the way out in Cali. You said,
yeah. What?
oh, well, you all let it anyway. But you said, like, your mom always wanted to go out there, right?
Yeah. Why
Okay.
was I editing that?
I'm just saying, like, if you do, you do. I know it's like you say there's no rules, but
there are no
I'm
rules.
trying to be mindful.
So
you know?
no. So my mom, they wanted to move out there.
Right.
Then she passed away, but before she did, she made him promise that he would move out there. So he moved out there, and I thought it was a terrible idea.
Hey, my wife
Moving
made a
out-
request. I'm gonna tell you, yeah, man, I ain't doing it.
Well, he wanted to do it. He wanted to move out with the golden child. So now he's out there.
The golden
My
child.
brother.
Your brother's out there.
Yeah, that's why they wanted to move out. They wanted to be closer to him because he's
Your brother's out there. He wanted to be closer to your brother. Well, what about you? Sorry,
They. I don't know.
It's a sore subject.
It's not a sore subject.
all right.
I
fine.
mean, it's not a sore
know what?
subject, but it's a very like.
I take my hat off to you because my dad used to call me, and then 2023 happened, and we don't talk anymore, and that's fine.
Oh, this is some of your
Yeah,
sore things.
Yeah. yeah. But guys, you finish your story.
All right, yeah, I really want to dig into that. But yeah, so she's like, "How dare you laugh?"
He's like, yo, try it again. Do it
Relax.
again. You see, you know my ears got hearing. Do it again.
Yeah, so he they wanted to move out there. That's fine, whatever. But he goes on walks all this time. They get rides from people. Like someone drives, and they all go out to somewhere. I don't know. And they go for walks. So he was like, "Yeah, I try to give this guy money because he's been driving for 3 weeks, and he's not. He won't take the money. Blah blah blah. All this other stuff."
Some stranger or your dad?
My dad giving it to this guy who's driving
so
them
you-
in a walking group.
One. Okay.
So he wants to give the driver money for driving him all the time, the group of people. And he's like, yeah, it turns out like most of these people are rich. Like,
No shit, you live
Filthy
in
rich.
California.
yeah, and he doesn't understand that. He was like, yeah, he wouldn't take my money, blah, 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 blah. And then turns out this guy is like loaded. And then he says his name. He was like, yeah, Hans. And in my head, I'm like, how did you not know that was a rich person? Do you know any poor motherfuckers named Hans? That's a rich person's name.
That makes sense.
I mean, unless you live in like Germany, yes, probably the person that's driving you in the middle of California named Hans is not a
He
poor
didn't
guy.
say what kind of vehicle he's driving. He's probably driving them in a fucking Rolls Royce or some shit.
Yeah, it sounds like your dad wasn't specific to what car it was.
And my dad, I don't know. My dad is weird.
Your
as
dad
fuck.
is a special man.
He is. He's
He's a special man.
No. How old is your dad? Like mid 60s?
I'd say early 70s.
early
Well, a
70s.
lot of these dads, I think they're a special breed.
He's
If not a lot, then maybe some of them.
Oh,
He's a special breed.
Oh, your dad's definitely special, babe.
Yeah.
Jeez.
You've met him at least once.
Have I?
At the wedding. He's,
I don't know, man. It's just
he's a unique.
some
character.
of the decisions. Like I said, I'm not gonna listen. My dad. At the end of the day, an adult really don't. You should, right? If you bring a child into this world, but you don't really have to.
Right.
You really don't have to. You know what I mean? You can make that child, hey, fight or what is it? Fight or flight. You don't have to. But so I take my hat off to him. But man, you think back and it's like, dude.
Well, my dad was like, yeah, I try to remember all the times, like memories when you were a kid, but I can't remember any of them, and I feel bad. This was what he was saying, and then he was like, but then again, I always was working. I was like, yeah, you were always working because my mom didn't work. He was providing.
Right.
Like, of course you don't remember these memories because you weren't there, and that's not necessarily your fault. We needed money.
Yeah.
You worked your ass off to pay us, but you're not going to remember these things because you weren't there. And on my feeling, like for my kid,
Right.
I'm going to be
wanna
there
be
as
there.
much as humanly possible. Like if I need to just not go to work one day, that's what's going to happen.
And that's what I was telling. It's funny. That's what I was. Man, it's crazy how the universe works because it's like you come in here and you saying all this stuff. But that's what I was telling my wife today about like kids wanting to go outside, right? Mm-hmm. All right, I'm not going outside with you, but you want to go outside, fine. Like I'm not gonna get in your way of going outside. Somebody at least fence backyard, yeah, but somebody at least needs to be close enough to like hear you guys.
Yeah.
Like we can't be upstairs or whatnot. Like somebody gotta be downstairs.
Right.
All right, I'll be downstairs for you guys. Like, all right, I'm gonna see my guy Dunkel, but I said, you know what? I'm gonna, be around so you can go outside and be a kid.
Right.
Yeah, right.
And that's great that they want to go outside. Because
And
from what I
listen-
understand, no kids want to go outside.
Yeah, they want to go out. Some kids, yeah, they want to go outside. But
That's great.
not only that, you want to have a catch? Let's have a catch. You know what I mean? All three of y'all, let's go. I'll spend, time. So that, and once again, it goes, my dad did the same thing. Like, took me fishing, camping, when I played sports. Like, he was the coach. So, I just don't like that stuff I can't take away. Because, you definitely held it down. But, like, the things that, like, started looking, like, important to me was, like, yo, what's going on? Like, what's up with these decisions that you're making?
Right.
And that's one of those things where it's just like, yo, I hope, like, I could avoid, doing that.
Yeah.
Crazy, man.
Well, that's the good thing about having, like, you learn from your parents one way or another. Like, you can see where you can improve on what they were doing. And sometimes that helps.
You can, but, like, man, we was all over the place on this one.
We always are.
Oh, we always are.
Always
Jeez,
are.
that's crazy.
Welcome to the show.
All over the place.
Yeah. It's tangent after tangent.
Yeah.
But people listen. And even if they don't, this is the best therapeutic session that anyone could ever ask for.
It gives you a chance to talk things through, like in your head. And
Yeah.
people need that.
It's interesting. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
You have anything, babe?
No,
You got nothing to talk about?
I mean,
You're about to pop in a month.
I don't know.
Are you ready?
Yes and no. I mean, am I ever going to be ready? No, but like I'm as ready as I'm gonna be. I don't really have an option.
Take one day at a time.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's how I'm doing it right
as
now.
long as the baby's changed, the baby's fed, hopefully, like, you guys, it's,
As long as I can keep my sanity
Yeah.
and the baby's changed, fed, and happy,
yeah, as long as
I'm
the baby's
cool.
healthy, baby can sleep.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
So let's
as you tell me, worse people than me raise children, so
That's-
I'm perfectly
anytime
fine with
anyone has, like, anytime I'm thinking about something I'm about to do,
yeah.
job wise, life wise, I always remind myself there are people dumber and worse off than me who've accomplished this.
it. Exactly. And that's kind of where I'm at right
And
now.
I mean, that is kind of like me saying I'm better than people. And I never say I'm better than people except a few. But if other people can do things, you can do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Crack whores have babies.
It's true.
Jesus.
It's very true. So, I mean,
I
yeah,
think we're all right.
I'm ready.
That's facts, but it's wild.
Isn't that crazy?
That is wild.
Isn't that crazy? Sometimes you have to remind yourself that even crack whores have children.
We are better off than a crack whore.
You know what I'm
Sure.
still learning is just try not to get mad.
Oh,
If you do,
I have a lot of patience.
I get
walk
mad
away.
over everything. We know that.
I have a lot of patience.
Yeah.
But I have
Especially with children.
I have patience when it comes to like people I know. Like me, you, the kid. Patience is fine.
The kid is going, maybe not, but
Kid's gonna be like me. Yeah,
the kid's going to try you.
yeah.
They're going to try you.
Oh yeah.
We ain't got.
Oh,
worry
I'm ready
about
for
that.
that.
Yet. We ain't got to worry
Just,
about that yet.
I'm
That's
100% ready for that.
down the, we just got to worry about it pissing and shitting and vomiting on us right now.
Yeah. And when you look back, you're going to realize, oh, man, that really wasn't that bad. But in it, it's like, yo, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Man, this ain't fair.
Everything's harder while you're.
Yeah,
And
but-
I don't know anything about babies.
Because it's when you take, it's when you take the pictures and you take video, you realize, oh, man, it really wasn't that bad after all.
Yeah.
It really wasn't. Would I want to go through that again? Probably not, but like, it really wasn't that
I
bad.
mean, you've been through it with 3 times, so like, fair.
It's crazy.
Fair.
It's not that bad. You know,
Well, that's all right. You can come over here and take care of ours.
I'll poke my head in and say, all right, y'all, I'll see. I'll make my
Are
way
you guys
back.
alive? Okay, great. See you later.
I'll make my way
Bye.
back.
I'm going to go back to my older ones.
Yeah.
You'll just hear a knock on your door and then.
Because it's going to be the accomplishments, like when you realize, like, oh shoot, like they don't need diapers, they're in pull-ups. Oh shoot, now they can go to sleep in underwears.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, they can bathe themselves now. They can wipe themselves. Like those are good. Oh, and then they get older, and it's like, man, look at them talking, having their little conversations amongst each other.
Yeah.
You know that, like. Surprisingly, like, because you hear other parents say, oh, my son does the funny, or my child does the funniest thing. Like, no, you don't. Your child does extra average things like every other kid,
Right,
you know?
yeah.
But you'll appreciate them things like, oh, that was funny, you know. I ain't gonna tell you that, you know. Okay, that was it for me.
You've said that like 16 times.
No, I'm serious. I'm done. Here we go.
You done? You're not.
Look,
He's done.
We
He's
got,
tapping
no,
out.
you gotta do your words of
Oh,
wisdom.
my words of wisdom. Wait.
this a new thing.
No, I do.
She does it every so
okay.
often. She puts
Who was on the show the most?
Marshall.
Marshall and Jess.
Oh yeah, Jess, because Marshall didn't show up anymore.
Who's that?
Jess is our producer.
Is our producer. She's Jamie's sister. She's a really good friend.
How many guests have you guys had on here? Like, I remember the one
Ooh.
guest you had where I know I should have said his last one. Like, you had the one over video or something.
We did it through Skype, but we didn't do the video part.
Oh, how was that Skype one? How was that? Did you?
was weird.
Did you know that? Did you know her?
Instagram.
Okay.
She's on Instagram, and
Did I talk? I feel like I talked about this.
I don't even know.
remember.
I don't even remember how it happened. Like I started following her. She's a cosplayer, and then one of us reached out to the other person. We were talking about something, and then it just popped up to be on the podcast. She wanted to be on it like in December, but that never happened again.
Oh, she wanted to be on again.
Yeah,
Got
but
it.
it never really happened. So, but yeah, it's weird. I tried. I tried getting other people to be on the podcast, like comic book artists and
Oh,
all
yeah?
that. Other, yeah.
Yeah.
people I know.
Yeah. And what?
Nothing.
No.
No. I don't. I'm not-
Because you or no? It's just like.
some say yes and then never respond.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, okay, I'm not running after anybody
Yeah.
because in the end, this is not about interviewing people. This is about,
It's about having
people
conversations.
sitting down,
Yeah, chilling.
having conversations about whatever we want.
Right.
I don't want to necessarily come up with questions for people like, oh, when you were 3, what was your favorite color?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
this is not an interview show.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you find anything?
Yes, I have a word of wisdom.
Okay.
So the words of wisdom are: live your life on your terms. not on others. That's it.
Okay.
Am I signing us out?
Can I do one?
Yeah, sure.
Oh God.
Oh, God.
Come on.
Oh, God.
Everybody has an addiction. Mine happens to be success.
Nice.
Okay, I'm sorry.
A+.
One more.
All right.
Okay.
One more. Yo, man. Haters will broadcast your failures, but whisper your success. All right, I'm done.
One more.
All right. All right. Hold on. Okay. Strength isn't always shown in what you can hold on to. Sometimes it's shown in what you can let go of. Whew. Boy, this boy's preaching.
Where are you finding this stuff from?
What website are you using?
It's Drake. I hit you with some Drake bars
Drake?
right now. Yeah.
Yeah, but my question is,
Uh-huh.
A little crazy.
strength is really about what you can hold. Like, you don't go to the gym and walk
Not
past.
talking about
Stop.
physical strength.
He said strength. You don't go to a gym and walk past 100-pound weights and be like, look at that. I'm strong because it's over there.
Well, you know, this man got some strong bars. Because listen, always felt like my vision been bigger than the bigger picture. Come on. And Drizzy dropped that, man. All right, I'm done.
No. What are you going to read? Put your phone down.
Hold on.
No. No. I'm signing us out.
Ooh, that was bars.
The episode's over. Babe, what are you doing? What are you looking for?
What?
This can't end well.
Maybe I
Are
should
you going to start reading Mushroomhead lyrics?
call you Babes. Pose Babe instead of,
Pose, babe.
yeah,
Are-
Pose Babe.
Are you gonna start? You're gonna start reading Mushroomhead lyrics, aren't you? Yeah, you are.
Crucified.
Oh my gosh.
Paralyzed.
Oh my god.
You laugh. I cry.
Stop reading Mushroomhead lyrics. Not that good.
It's no word of wisdom.
What is the
words.
sign for I'm choking to death?
It's
There's
definitely
something caught
words.
in my throat. Could it be something I've said?
It's something you caught.
God and dog. Well, I've seen a dog.
Okay.
This is how I know you're tired.
We're
It's
done
time
now.
for you to go to bed.
We're done now.
No, I'm good.
I need to go to bed, babe.
Best line.
I'm tired.
Fucking folding chairs in the hallway.
Okay. Good job. I'm proud of you. All right.
At any point in time, you could have signed us out.
Okay.
But you didn't.
I'm doing it right now. So, thank you for listening. We appreciate any and all of our listeners. If you would like to reach us, we can be reached at shadedcornermedia@gmail.com or on Instagram at shaded_corner. We love you. Have a great week, and we'll see you later. Bye.
All right, bye. And
Bye.
take a look at their merch, too.
Oh,
Might
yeah,
have a
you
little thing
should
or two.
look.
Yeah, take a look at their
Our
merch,
merch.
too. Yeah.
Nothing's been sold in years.
Sometimes when the world is so sudden and people are a bore, I go to my shaded corner, my shaded corner. A place with all my favorite toys and games and movies and more. I go to my shaded corner, my shaded corner.
It's like my dad told me, don't ever get old.
Well, what the alternative is what?
Dying?
Dying when you're 16?
That's
Death?
That's unfortunate.
He wanted to be 7 again.
7?
Who wants to be 7?
Why 7?
No, grown man wanted to be 7.
7?
An old grown man who wanted to
No.
be 7. Are we recording right now?
Yeah.
We are, but this is just
Shoot. Test stuff.
yeah, that
We just,
will get
we
put
just
in.
banter. 7's ew. No.
I'm gonna let y'all lead the way. I came here and I was like, man, I don't know what to say.
Say
You're
and you say whatever
our
you
guest.
want.
We have nothing. We just expect you to talk.
No, I thought about this. I was like, do I open up? Do I give life? Do I
Give
just
life.
go to or do I talk about life, personal
was gonna
stuff? Do I
say-
go to town? Live life. Live life.
Do I go to town? Well, you came to Philly.
Do I go to
You came to A Town.
Do I go to the city and just get personal here to open up? I mean, who knows?
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe
this-
that one person might decide to go through a list of their podcast episodes that they decided to save, and yours was on it. And it's, I just want to.
I think, you know what? I think this is going to be an emotional podcast.
Is it?
We're going to cry today.
Are we?
I
mean,
We're going to cry.
I have no idea.
I
What's
have
the
a-
name?
I'm already brewing the
Look,
tears.
I feel like I have a very high
20
possibility of crying. So I mean,
2023 so far, man, has been some BS. But I don't know if I want to get. We'll see how things flow.
Okay. 2023 has been good for us.
I mean, we had a fairly good year. Knock on wood.
It's just weird for me. I don't know.
It's just teasing us now.
That's the best way.
know.
to
I
put it.
wonder why
There's been
it's
stuff
weird.
going on, but I'm not going
He
to tell
said
you.
it is a lot
it's
of
weird,
stuff
and I'm
going
like,
on.
"What's
Well,
weird?"
remember I asked you. I said, "Well, do you guys get personal?" This and
We
the
get
third.
personal.
You can get personal. We just don't talk about jobs or politics or
Right.
religion.
Right.
That's everything else. Is,
Even though I want to. I want to
Right.
so bad.
About what? Religion?
Politics, religion. We talk
Why?
about religion
Man, how
every
come?
now
How
and
come
then.
you don't want to talk about politics?
I don't want to
Because-
talk about politics. 'cause
I don't talk about politics because
I don't talk about politics to the point where like I'm making a point for politics. I'm the type of politics like politics for me to talk about is to talk about how jacked up everything is.
Oh yes,
But I'm not here to be like, oh well, everyone should be Democrat, everyone should be Republican.
I think everybody should be nothing.
I think everyone should be in the middle, and parties should be erased. And you vote for the person that has the right things, not for the party. But that's my.
Or just, time for a change. I mean, we've done it in the past. This country have had multiple different parties in the past. Maybe it's time
very
for a
true.
change.
So what we're thinking is Dunkel next president,
Oh sure, no, absolutely no.
My friend told me
or at least Philly mayor.
I mean,
No.
that could
Can't do
Wait.
worse.
My
canned
friend-
soup would be better at
My
this
friend
point.
said if you're, if you're smart and you want to be president, the way he said it was like if you're competent, then you wouldn't want to be president, just on how much is involved.
Fair argument.
It's true,
Oh,
That's what he said.
Fair.
but like on the
Fair.
other hand, there's not that much involved. Like, and if you think about it, what does the president do? All you have to do is stand up and make some speeches every now and then. And so far, the last few presidents we have, they haven't been able to do it.
I'm-
Speeches that you don't have to write, right?
You don't write the speeches. You don't have to do anything. You have a cabinet that makes your decisions.
I mean,
you have the Senate and Congress
You're
who do
not
everything
wrong.
else. Like everyone complains. Really, it doesn't matter what presidents you have. It all depends on the
like they make more decisions than we give them credit for, but not as many decisions as they should be making. Like somewhere in the middle of that.